guys that worked really hard over the off season, and hopefully we can take this motorcraft quickly Ford Mustang to the front.
Gotta ask you, so we were just
All right, check.
and talking about the way
Making sure everything's all
races
good.
usually the first one's calm, the second one's wild, vice versa. So what do you want to
Let's
see
see.
out of this first dual race
Share.
before you start yours? And you got a couple teammates you can learn from too.
Yeah, for sure. I think
All right, we're
obviously
good. Can everybody hear me? Anyone's there?
I agree with you. Usually it's pretty calm and one's not. So we'll see on what side of
All right.
it we are. But obviously want to try to keep our car in one piece
All
if
right,
we
we're
can.
good.
But, same time we need to race and learn for Sunday, and we feel like we got a good piece with it.
Enjoy watching
Let's
this
see.
first race, and we'll see you just
We're
a
all
little
good.
while on the track. Josh?
All right, here we go. All right. Hello, everybody. This is Chase fan number 9 here, and welcome to the 2026 NASCAR season. After a few months off, we are back. I know you all missed me. I missed you guys too. I missed doing these streams. I was planning on doing some live streams during the off season, but I just didn't have the drive or motivation to do so. Maybe next off season we'll see, but for now we're focused on this. So tonight we set the field for the 2026 Daytona 500 with the America 250 Duels at Daytona. Obviously, Duel 1's going to be first and Duel 1's going to be up next. I'm not going to do two separate streams. I'm going to live stream both duels in this whole stream. So, yeah. Anyways, they're doing what do you call it, the pre-race ceremonies now. So, yeah. So, since the checkered flag fell at Phoenix last November, a lot of things have happened during the off season. Few major things have happened. The first of those being that NASCAR has finally gotten rid of that god awful playoff elimination when you're in format. Thank God. I can't believe we put up with this for like 12 years or so, but either way, it's a thing of the past now. Thanks to several former drivers like Mark Martindale Jr. and several people in the higher ups at NASCAR, we have gone back to the chase format, and wins are still going to matter, but so will points, which means drivers are going to, well, all the drivers are going to have to be on their A game this year. Are there going to be some flaws? Maybe there'll be some flaws, but you never know. Let's just hope it all goes smoothly. So yeah, I think it's going to be like 55 points now for first place or something. I don't know, but yes, points will matter, and well, wins will matter, and so will points, which is a good thing. I'm still hoping for full season points format, but hey, this is a good compromise. It's not the best outcome, but it's not the worst one either. We're basically evolving backwards, but in the right direction. So there's that. Steve Phelps has resigned from his position as NASCAR's chairman, CEO, or whatever. Steve O'Donnell's still empowered, so the France family, but we hope for some changes down the line. So yeah, the whole lawsuit thing with 2311 and the charters has been resolved. Some other YouTubers have explained it better than I have, so I'm not gonna really get too deep into that. So there's that. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, during the off season, several tragedies, sorry, have happened. And they all happened in December. First, former NASCAR Xfinity driver and Cup Series driver Michael Nett suddenly passed away at the beginning of December last year. We don't know what happened, but either way, rest in peace to him. I've always liked Michael Nett. He seemed pretty cool. He was definitely a one-hit wonder when he won at Daytona in 2019. I do have the die cast for that race win. And I also have his Oreos throwback. It's unfortunate his last season in NASCAR was marred by injuries and so forth. So yeah. He raced in Cup for a few years from 2015 to 2014 to 2016, I think. First, he drove for Tommy Baldwin in 2014. Then, from 2015 to 2016, he drove for Harry Scott Motorsports with Justin Allgaier as his teammate. Both of them went back to Xfinity, and the rest was history. Michael Nett did a few truck races. He also was big in. He also made a name for himself in ARCA and won some races there. He's driven for Junior Motorsports, Richard Petty Motorsports, and I forgot what that TOT. I think it was Rusty Walls Racing or something. And he also made a few truck starts here and there. So yeah. So with that said, rest in peace to Michael Nett. He'll be with us forever. The second one was one we weren't expecting. Greg Biffle and his entire family, his wife and his three kids, and several other people died in a plane crash in North Carolina back in mid December. They were coming in for a landing at an airport in North Carolina or something, and I don't know what happened with the plane, but it ended up crashing and everyone died on the plane. And man, both on and off the track, I've all, you know, for as long as I've been a NASCAR fan, I've always had respect for the Biff. So yeah, rest in peace to Greg Biffle and his family and the others that died. Man, this one hurt. That's for sure. Let's see. What else? Um, so a handful of drivers, like all four RFK cars, AJ Allmendinger, and Norm Benning. They're all paying tribute to Greg Biffle with stylized. Um, they're all paying tribute to Greg Biffle by running like special stickers on their cars, paying tribute to both he and Michael Nett. And they're also running the stylized Biffle font on their cars too, on their race cars and trucks. So yeah. And then the third one was Dennis Hamlin, Denny Hamlin's father. He unfortunately died from injuries he sustained when Denny Hamlin's childhood home burned down. Don't know how it happened. I hope it wasn't arson. I don't think it was. He unfortunately died, but Denny Hamlin's mother is actually getting better. Man, yeah, I feel so bad for Denny Hamlin from Phoenix to losing his father. Man, he's had quite an off season. But I'm glad Denny Hamlin is back this year, and I hope that this will be the year he wins the championship. Man, I'll definitely be pulling for Hamlin a lot this year. Yeah, I ain't gonna be capping on Hamlin anymore for anything. So yeah. Anyways, that's pretty. With that all said, they're about to give the command to start the engines. right, let's go. And also, as I do the live streams for tonight, the truck race tomorrow, and the O'Reilly Auto Parts race on Saturday, I'm gonna be talking about the different drivers that have moved from team to team. So yeah. Also, just in case anyone's wondering, I did watch the Clash last week, but because of the but we all know it's supposed to be right on 2 Sundays ago, but because of the weather there with the snow, they had to push it all the way to Wednesday, and because of work, I couldn't watch the race in its entirety. I made it back home with like 70 laps to go, and man, that race was nuts. 17 cautions and 200 laps. Good lord. Um, the, but but despite it, well, because of all that, I wasn't able to live stream the race, but I was able to make. I was able to at least see the finish, so I'm at least happy about that. Ryan Priest won the race. I am so happy that Ryan Priest won. It's been a long time coming. I know this is not a points paying race, but hey, it's a win's a win. Am I right? If someone were to tell me that Ryan Priest was going to win the Clash this year, I wouldn't believe them. But Priest proved me wrong otherwise. I hope this will give him momentum going into this year, especially with the 500 this upcoming Sunday. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get a die cast for that win because of licensing restrictions regarding a sponsor on the car that night, Coca-Cola. But it is what it is. SVG led a good portion of the race too before being taken out early. Um, man, if SVG could figure out these ovals this year, the field is so cooked. He's still going to be the favorite on the road courses, that's for sure. So, yeah, just keep it out for that. Anyways, with that said, on to tonight. Once again, the it's the America 250 duels at Daytona. This will be duel number one. I'm gonna bring up the leaderboard right now. Be the same as always. Um, so as you can see, Kyle Rowdy Bush is on pole for the Daytona 500 for the first time in his career. He said last night in qualifying that he has been on pole at Daytona before, but it was in the summer race years ago, back when he was driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. But the fact that he gets to do it at Daytona in the number 8 for RCR, man, it's quite something, that's for sure. Chase Briscoe will be the outside pole sitter, but he'll lead the field to green in duel two. So there's that. Ryan Priest starting second in this duel. Corey Heim and Justin Allgaier are both locked into the Daytona 500, and Jimmy Johnson signed a was it a contract or a form or something, so that way he can be locked in without having to worry about racing his way in or locking in on speed. He starts 15th tonight in the 84 car. So there's that. Let's see. Drivers that are going to race in tonight are Corey LaJoy in the 99, um, and Chandler Smith in the 36, and Casey Mears. Yep, Casey Mears is back for the Daytona 500, his first in like 7 years or so. He's driving the 66 for MBM Motorsports. I really hope Casey Mears makes it in. So there's that. So yep, those drivers I mentioned are gonna have to race their way in. Let's see. One thing I want to get out of the way: Rick Ware Racing has switched from Ford to Chevrolet. Driver's still the same. As for Corey LaJoy, he is driving a fourth Roush Fenway Kizowski Racing car, and that is none other than the 99. It's been a decade since the 99 has raced under the RFK banner. It was the fall Talladega race with Ryan Reed when he made his one and only Cup start. But of course, when you think of RFK racing in the '99, the one who made it the most famous was none other than Carl Edwards. And as I've said already, all four RFK cars are um, paying tribute to Greg Biffle by using the Greg Biffle number font, which I think is a really cool touch. You know what? The diecast for RFK Racing and AG Allmendinger, those are going to be must gets. That's for sure, diecast wise. And my goal is to get my hands on them. So yeah. Um, there's Corey Heim. He's driving the number 667 or 67 car. He's locked into his first Daytona 500. He is driving a fourth. Um, he is driving a fourth 2311 car. He's gonna make 12 Cup starts this year, starting with the Daytona 500. So yeah. Anyways, they're showing the starting grid. Another thing I want to mention too. Um, NASCAR on Fox or Fox Sports, I should say, they are not using the cartoon graphics for the drivers. They're showing actual pictures of them, which I think is a good, which is which I think is a good thing. And it's a, I know people shit on Fox a lot, but that's a major W for them. I mean, the the cartoon picture of the drivers, they were cool and all, but I wasn't really digging them. In other words, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. So I'm glad they switched back to show actual pictures of the drivers. So yeah. Back to Corey Heim. So, um, so as you all know, he is the defending Truck Series champion, but he's not racing in trucks full time this year. He's running part time in both Cup and trucks. Not sure about Xfinity, but we'll see. But we'll see. But you know what? As long as I'm glad Corey Haim didn't get kicked to the curb. I'm glad he's got rides for this year. I hope he gets a full time ride next year. I don't care if it's in Cup, Xfinity, or trucks or whatever. Just as long as he gets a full time ride. So so yeah. At least he gets some experience in Cup this year before he goes full time. We're talking about Brad Keselowski. About 8 weeks ago, Brad Keselowski injured his leg and femur on a skiing trip, and it was announced this past week that he has been cleared to race this season. He walks with a cane now, and also last week it was announced that Keselowski didn't have his NASCAR license, so he was able to get that approved. So yeah. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, Haas Factory Team, their Cup and O'Reilly Auto Parts program have switched from Ford to Chevrolet. Shane Van Gisbergen, he's still driving for Trackhouse Racing this year, but he has switched numbers. Connor Zilish, as you all know, now drives the number 88, and SVG now drives the number 97 for Trackhouse Racing. It's been a long time since the 97 has raced full time in Cup, not since the Kurt Busch RFK Racing days. So I seriously hope SVG can get the number 97 back to victory lane this year. And it's definitely a given, that's for sure. So yeah, can't wait to see what SVG does. I hope he can get these again. I hope he can get these oval tracks figured out. He was able to score a top 10 at Kansas last fall, so yeah, that's a sign of good things to come. Um, Daniel Suarez now drives the number 7 for Trackhouse Racing, replacing Justin Haley. He moves over from Trackhouse Racing to Spire. Uh, Daniel Suarez has now moved from Trackhouse Racing to drive the number 7 for Spire Motorsports. Um, I hope he can get a better ride in the future. So we'll see. Um, so yeah, this is gonna be quite a season for him. At least he's gonna have some teammate experience. I mean, think about it. His teammates are gonna be Michael McDowell and Carson Hocevar. So yeah, but and with that said, and of course Trackhouse Racing discontinued using the number 99 because it's with a different team. But y'all get the point. Anyways, lights are out atop the pace car, indicating that we're about to go green.
A lot of pressure on these guys and a lot of anxiety. That's one of the hardest things to control for
Give me
the
that,
crew members, the drivers.
that one,
Everybody
dirty
is
again.
ready to race, and
Give me
sometimes
that
that
one.
leads
Give me
to
what?
results, and
The one
sometimes
you're
we see
sitting
some
on.
mistakes early in these
Here.
races. Gotta take a deep breath.
These guys
Yeah.
are professionals.
This thing is dirty already.
All right.
I just watched that thing. I'm going to watch all the white thing. It's too warm.
All right.
Don't sit on that other
Pace
one.
car heads to pit
Sit on
road.
that thing.
All right, hold on. All right, here we go. Pace car heads to pit
Sit on
road.
that thing. Cause you're sitting
We are
on the dirty
racing at Daytona. Duel number 1 is underway.
Put this thing here. Hold it and put it here. I was gonna watch that one.
Right off the bat, Chris Buescher up behind.
I was going to watch this.
To get himself in a position. We talk about the arcade cars, we talk about
Put it together in
Joey
this thing.
Logano and the Fords. It's going to be interesting to see what the plan
Give me
is
the
for
other
each
one.
manufacturer. Every one of these manufacturers is going to have somewhat of a plan. You see Corey Heim up there.
Put
He's
it
not
between
somebody
us
that
with the
they're
coffee.
used to racing with up in the front of these packs. So a lot of
You
things
don't have
he's
to spread
learned.
it out. Just the one you're over.
They come to the line. Priest will lead lap 1.
He's at the last lap at the season exhibition race at Bowman Gray Stadium.
I'm glad you brought up Hine too, Kevin. These guys don't know him either. They want to learn that trust, and he needs to earn that trust. So this is a good opportunity to do this.
Well, he doesn't know either, right? We talked about how fast his car is, and he wants to get in there and mix it up because he knows this is a great opportunity for him to learn at the front of this field. So, really, a lot of lessons will start to unfold as we get closer and closer to the end of this race. But you got to try to keep yourself positioned up at the front of this pack to have a chance to win.
Ryan will run his first of 12 Cup races this year on Sunday in the 500. He's the reigning Truck Series champion, but without a full-time ride in any of NASCAR's 3 National Series this year. Priest on the inside, Busch on the outside, Priest in purple, Busch in green. Time on the inside of
I don't know why the leaderboard always does this every time. Every time we do a race.
Started last, trying to avenge a mistake he made last night in qualifying when he failed to
SVG hanging out back.
on the wheel, as the Doors sang back in 1970, and got penalized for it. So he had to start last. He'll find his way up at least to mid-pack, maybe more than number 4.
Well, that's just the long list of things that the driver is responsible for to make sure that you check all the boxes. And really, speedway racing is about checking all the boxes. As you see, Ryan Priest.
Oh yeah, AJ Allmendinger's in this duel. He's got the Biffle font for his car number. Also, the car that Greg Biffle scored his last Cup win in is on display at Daytona right now as we speak. This is also the first Daytona 500 since I think 2004 that Martin Truex Jr. doesn't start a Daytona 500. So yeah. Man, Corey Heim going to the point. John Nemechek, Ryan Blaney, all trained by Austin Dillon, who will lead this lap, I think.
2003 to 2006, that was the paint scheme I ran on my GM Goodrich Chevrolet. So cool to see that back on the track, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, the paint scheme on Austin Dillon's car is the same one that Kevin Harvick ran on his Good Ranch car from 2003 to 2006. So you can technically say Dylan's paint scheme is a throwback in a way. Oh, wow. We got John Nemechek going to the lead right now.
John Hunter Nemechek to the front. And the Fords lining up behind him, two of them anyway.
Said it right there. Watch Logano move down with a bumper. They kind of got stacked up getting into one behind.
And there's William Byron back there behind Cody Ware. He's trying to do a Daytona 500 3-peat, which has never, ever been done before by any driver. So, yeah.
Was in a Ford last year. That team has now switched to Chevrolet for Haas Factory Racing. So on the inside, Toyota, Ford, Chevy.
Now this is where I'm interested to keep an eye on Kyle Busch, your pole sitter, if that thing doesn't get tore up tonight, Kevin.
Well, he's got himself shoveled back there to 7th or 8th place. And now
all right. Oh yeah, I just realized all 4 RFK cars are in this race. I think all of them are going to start on the inside row.
I want to get to the bottom right there, probably get myself out of this scenario.
Kyle Busch, the Daytona 500 pole sitter, he's dropping back. Look, I don't care where Kyle Busch finishes tonight, just as long as he keeps his car in one piece. That's all I care about. Well, that's what all of us care about at this point. At least it's eventful so far. It's not like they're doing a freight train on the top lane, which I don't mind.
Well, Mike, I asked all these teams about that specifically earlier today. Would you help the 99 at all, or would you just let him do his own thing? And they all said our best plan of attack is to get all 4 Roush Fenway Keselowski Fords lined up in the front of the pack, and we think we can control the race if we do that. If we do that, we don't have to worry about where the 99 is.
And there they are, led by Ryan Preece, 4 of them in a row.
Also, I posted my picks videos for the truck and O'Reilly Auto Parts Series races for Daytona a few days ago. I think I posted on Monday night or something. When it comes to the Daytona 500, I'll wait until the night before the Truck Series opener that I'll post my picks for the Daytona 500, or in other words, I'll post my Daytona 500 picks video, which is basically a short. I'll post it post dual races, like at night. So yeah, because I intend to add some open cars to the thing, but we'll see how this goes.
In the end, you still want to try to have the best track position that you can so you can control the race.
If I'm selling cars, I want to sell that car right there. You see on the inside, John Hunter Nemechek, lone wolf right now, the only Toyota in the pack up front with these Fords and Chevys, holding a pretty wheel.
Yeah, you had a good stat on that, Mike, yesterday.
Yeah, of all the drivers in this field, many would be surprised to learn that Nemechek has the best average finish of all the drivers in this field that have started with 3 or more Daytona 500s. Former 500 winner Austin Dillon in the number 3. Ryan Preece, Chris Buescher, and John Hunter Nemechek.
What? Okay. No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
He's perfect. Perfect life. Perfect hair. Perfect abs. But killers often hide in plain sight. See, Joseph once ripped a man's heart out on live TV. His pulse never got above 85. So if you ever do meet Joseph Newgarden, pray to God you meet him here and not here. You want to catch Joseph Newgarden? Welcome to the fastest racing on earth.
He will never acknowledge me or the children.
Also, there's one thing I want to get out of the way. I am watching the race. I'm watching the race on TV in the living room, and and unfortunately, there's not enough space in my room to have a TV of my own. So, and I wish I had my own place or had my own TV in my own room, but that's just how it is. I'm gonna have to contend with my mom and grandma coming in and out of the living room and bothering me. So I do apologize for that, but that's just how it is. I hope one day I can get a TV from my own TV for my room, or I or get my own place one of these days. I hope I can do that because I just want to change for once. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen eventually.
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
Also, I did watch the Super Bowl this past Sunday. I was thinking about streaming it, but I didn't really feel like it this year. And even though it was at Levi Stadium again this year, just didn't feel right, especially knowing that the 49ers were not in it. But the team that beat them, the Seattle Seahawks, they made good. They kept the New England Patriots at bay all the way to the end. The Patriots, all I can say is they came alive too little, too late. So yeah. And I am again seeing my living room to my left, to my right. I'm sorry. To my right, got the window open, so I got the sun in my eye. Sun, well, not my eye, but the sun's glaring down on me. So yeah. All right, we got all 4 RFK cars running first through fourth.
Yeah, you see right there, they just decided that it was time to go, and Austin Dillon was the guy that was hung out to dry. And we talked about them being able to take control of this race by numbers, and they have absolutely done that. And the only guy that's in that train, right, that Ford train right there on the
from what I saw at Daytona last year, the Legacy Motor Club cars of Nemechek and Jones, they showed signs that they had the potential to win on one of these plate track or these drafting tracks. The same can be said for Jimmy Johnson too, who finished third in last year's Daytona 500. Jimmy's hanging out back, but he hasn't lost the draft, which is a good thing. Yeah. Yeah. The fact that they have speed tonight, that's a good thing.
So you want to have the best of everything. If you're not torn up and you think your car is decent, you want to be greedy at this point because that's what you're here to do. You're here to win the race on Sunday. So take every spot that you can get, and it all starts every single lap that we click off by putting yourself in a spot that is better than what it was the lap before and trying to be in contention to win at the end.
Now your open teams try to race their way in. Corey Joy in third in that Ford draft. Chandler Smith back in 14th. Casey Mears 16th. Mears trying to make it to 500 career starts in NASCAR's top 3 series. And he's just a handful away. But got a tall order ahead of him tonight. Mears in the 66th.
The other thing, Kyle Larson, your defending champion, he signed a contract that will keep him at Hendrick for the next 5 years through 2031. So he's pretty much set.
Yeah, and we know that the speed of those 2 cars isn't what the other cars are around them. And I think when you're racing defensively on a super speedway race, you want to try to put as many cars behind you as possible to create a buffer. You don't want to be the last car in line because it's really easy to lose the draft. So keep yourself in the middle of that pack and just let things play out and cycle out, and hopefully you can stay in that mix when you know you don't have the speed.
After Celsius camera on board AJ Allmendinger. Started 17th, running 13th. 12th, that is.
Also during the pre-race ceremony, a lot of you folks probably noticed that Joey Logano has gone bald. Me and the rest of the NASCAR universe was definitely not prepared for a bald Joey Logano. Just think he went from receding hairline to full head of hair. Now he's gone completely bald. And no, first initial picture I saw of him with a bald head, no, it was not AI generated. Who else can I touch up on? Pretty, oh yeah, Noah Gregson in qualifying yesterday, he had his time disallowed because apparently he put his hand out the driver's side window to like deflect air, and apparently it's not allowed. And I didn't even know that was a rule. Even Noah Gregson didn't know that either. I'm like, since when did that become a rule? Did I miss something? It seems like I must have. Either way, because of that, he had to start last in this first duel. So yeah. Um, Cody Ware's in last place now.
Really quick right there in a really bad spot. That could have been bad news.
Right, and a lap for Kyle Busch, too. Very bad. Let's talk a little about positioning. If you're in the middle of this pack, you may not be burning as much fuel as the cars right up front, but can you save enough to make a meaningful difference on your one fuel stop for gas only?
Well, and we call it fuel saving, Mike, and yes, that's what it is. But it's not to be able to go a longer distance. It's about shortening up that pit stop. We ran some numbers earlier this week, and if you're running 90 to 100% flop, that's about 5 to 5.4 miles per gallon. If you're doing about 50 to
SVG also hanging back too.
7 miles per gallon. That means you can run about 8 to 10 more laps than anybody else. But the biggest thing, it's going to shorten your pit stop up by over 2 seconds. That's what you do. You're saving fuel, but it's to shorten the stop.
Also, since last season ended, I have bought a new handful of die casts, by the way. Got another set coming in this Tuesday. Oh, just a heads up. Next weekend, I'm going to be going on vacation to Las Vegas. I'll be there Friday through Monday, so there most likely won't be any live streams for next weekend's NASCAR events at Atlanta Motor Speedway or Echo Park Speedway, unless we will be staying in a hotel, so obviously there's going to be TV, so it can be watchable in the way. So I'll see what I can do. I am going to bring my tripod as always, not just for catching trains, but for reacting to the race as well. So yeah, it's going to be quite a trip, that's for sure. And of course, I'm going to film stuff in Las Vegas as usual, but I will be back the week after for Coda and all that. Oh, also, speaking of Circuit of the Americas, starting that same weekend, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series will be making their. Now, when it comes to, I'll touch up on the schedule at my next stream or so, but St. Petersburg, yes, the same street course that IndyCar opens their season with. The Truck Series will be racing there for the first time. It'll be the first time for them racing on a street course in general. And man, the field is going to have some all-star drivers in it. The first of those being Dario Franchitti. Yep. I never thought I'd see the day that Dario Franchitti would come out of retirement to race again. For those who don't know, Dario Franchitti has made a name for himself in IndyCar for a long time. He won 3 Indy 500s. All of them were under caution, but either way, it wins a win. His career came to an end in 2013 when he was injured in that crash at that street course in Texas. I think it was Energy Park or something. And because of that, he was basically forced into retirement. He drove for Ganassi, by the way, in case you're all wondering. and he did race in NASCAR for a time in the late 2000s, but needless to say, it was pretty much a bust. But he is back. He's going to drive for Tricon Garage in their number one truck. So there's that. And it was announced earlier today that James Hinchcliffe, another former IndyCar driver, who I also like, who's from Canada, he'll be making his first truck start in at St. Petersburg, driving for Spire Motorsports in their 77 truck. So really cool to see that. Man, within a 4-year time span, I see within uh within a 2-year time span, I see 3 different former IndyCar drivers or one current IndyCar driver make their debut in NASCAR. Last year, Elio Castroneves made his debut in last year's Daytona 500. Now, with St. Petersburg, we got Dario Franchitti and James Hinchcliffe. So there's, I mean, oh wait, Franchitti will drive for Tricon, and James Hinchcliffe will drive for Spire in the 77 truck. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens then. So yeah. And another big announcement is um is that NASCAR's 3 National Touring Series will race in San Diego at the Naval Base Coronado Street Course. Man, that race is going to be one to watch. I'll be able to watch trucks and the auto parts race, but the Cup race will be on Prime, so that's unfortunate. Did I forget to mention that Prime will be back this year, streaming a few races in between? Anyways, yeah, that race is going to be one to watch too. Obviously, SCG is going to be the favorite. Same with Connor Zillish. Both of them are going to be ones to watch on the road and street course this year. But that race will technically be Jimmy Johnson's home race since he's from nearby El Cajon. He's doing the Cup race and the truck race. And you know what? He might as well do the O'Reilly Auto Parts race. That's for sure. So let's see how that goes. He's going to drive the one truck for Tricon Garage. It will be his first truck race in a little over a decade and a half. His last truck start was all the way back in 2008. I forgot the team he was driving for, but that was his one and only truck start. He raced at Bristol of all places. And back to Franchitti, St. Petersburg will be his second truck start as he made his one and only truck start in 2008 at Martinsville. So you can't wait to see how that goes. So yeah, the San Diego Street Course replaces the Chicago Street Course that we were at the last 3 years. That will be replaced with Chicagoland Speedway, which is back on the schedule for the first time since 2019. So I already know how long the race is going to be. It's going to be your typical 267 lap, 400 mile, 1.5 mile race. So yeah, I can't wait to see how that goes. All right.
I noticed a big difference in his driving last year about Sonoma time. And I talked to Jimmy Johnson, his car owner, and I said, what has been the difference? Because his finishing rate's improving, his running position's improving. What did you do? He said, we kind of slowed him down. We asked him to be not quite so aggressive, to take his time, think it through, plan those moves, and it's paid off. Battling here for 5th place as Ryan Preece leads.
All right. Anyways, Ryan Preece is still leading his first duel. Also, we're pretty much at the halfway point of this duel. Drivers are going to be pitting soon. Yeah, if this duel goes green all the way, they're going to make at least one pit stop.
Denny's superstar.
So
Hot stuff coming through. Okay, y'all can chill now. With our new slamming meal deals, you can feed everyone and still get dessert. If you've got room. Good luck. Denny's new slamming meal deal starting at $5.99.
and also after this race, they're gonna show a special NASCAR documentary called "We've Lost Dale Earnhardt" because this year will mark 25 years since we lost the legend Dale Earnhardt himself. I'm gonna tell you all this right now. If there was one NASCAR driver that I could meet, it would be Dale Earnhardt. He was one, love him or hate him, he was the greatest of all time. He's up there with Richard Petty, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Dale, his son Dale Jr. And ever since he died, there hasn't been anyone like him ever since. And Austin Dillon, he is nowhere close. He may be, he and Ty Dillon, they may be his Dale Earnhardt's grandsons, but no one has come close to what Dale Earnhardt has done. That's for sure. Obviously, I wish he would. We all wish he was still here. Um, so, yeah.
Premium fragrances. Carpe works where other deodorants fail. Our formulas are mixed. Our products are filled. Our orders are shipped from right here in the USA. Other companies are raising prices. We are lowering them. We promise this will be the best deodorant you ever use for your money back. Carpe is dermatologist tested, paraben free, and comes with a 100% money back guarantee. Try Carpe today with limited time free shipping at mycarpe.com.
See it, I have no idea what it's called. Your brain is like, should I join it? It's crazy.
Welcome back to the American Champion Florida Duel at Daytona. Race number one, Ryan Preece has now been in front for 26 laps of the 32 so far, but my eye is on Chandler Smith in 7th place. That number 36 is trying to race its way into the Daytona 500. To do it, he's going to have to get past Corey LaJoy. He started way in the back. He's gained 14 spots. He's got a shot.
Yeah, while everybody else is being patient and trying to take care of their car to get
Man, I would hate to see Casey Mears fail to make the race. Same with Chandler Smith.
towards the front of the pack while everybody's not being so aggressive. And he knows that Corey LaJoy is surrounded by his teammates and needs to be somewhere right around him to have a chance.
On the outside, two Fords and a Chevrolet. Lady Logano Bowman, all potential winners here. Then rookie Corey Heim and William Byron has joined that group.
And those guys on the outside are working really hard. Joey Logano has been pushing the heck out of that 12 car. You see him right here. He gets that run up on the back of the 12 again, but that hood on that 12 car or the 22 car, Clint.
It just shows you the power that he's able to push in that car. We've seen that before, but I tell you, I've been watching Brandon Long and Ryan Blaney. And the flip side of this conversation, you got to see his eyes inside this car. Let's see if we can get that.
Yeah, well, and as hard as they're working, makes me wonder about the speed of those cars. I know that the guys on the bottom of the racetrack are formed up pretty good, but typically when you start pushing like this and you see Logano is doing his job, you just don't want to have spacing in between those cars. You want to have that space as limited as possible through the corners. And as soon as you exit that corner, right back to the bumper on the car in front of you to maximize that push down the straightaway. You don't want to put him in a
Also, speaking of Greg Biffle, I intend on getting some Greg. I do have some Greg Biffle cars in my collection. I hope I can get some from when he did that short stint with NY Racing, the team that JJ Yaley drives for. But that, I swear that, I mean, that car is available in a capacity, but it keeps selling out before I have a chance to buy it. Same could be said for his regular 3M car. His Grambling University car from 2022, his 3M car from 2014 were available on the way, but every time I had a chance to get them, they would always sell out or go out of stock. I'll do it one of these days. Greg Biffle's last start was in the 2022 Geico 500 at Talladega for NY Racing. Even the NY Racing's owner, John Cohen, also paid tribute to Greg Biffle, which is a nice touch that I respect. What else can I touch upon? Oh yeah, California native Matt DiBenedetto is looking for rides this year in NASCAR's Top 3 Series. Man, I feel so bad for him. It's like every time he gets a ride, he always gets cucked out of it. It's so annoying. Been cucked out of Rackley War, Vikings Motorsports. Gee, who's next? Man, I hope one day he gets a full-time ride one of these days, or gets back to full-time competition. William Byron, he last 2 years he won the Daytona 500. He had exalts on his car, but this time around he'll have Raptor, which is on the car this time. They've been with Byron now for the last few years, and he's scored several victories with them on the car.
Well, crew chief, what are you thinking, buddy? Well, business has picked up. The entire field here, lap 36 and 37 just ran their fastest lap, and the wide open throttle reflects it. Those scores at the front, they are wide open all the way around.
Kyle Busch hanging in 5th place. No, he's 6th place now.
He was trying to let Blaney in, but Blaney didn't go.
Looks like things are starting to pick up. We got 23 coming to 22 laps to go.
The whole pack closed up. They went 3 wide. The lap times picked up, and now we know that the business is for real, trying to get yourself positioned to be further forward for this pit stop, and the games are over.
Blaney's the one that missed the train. Chandler Smith on the inside of Blaney now.
Oh.
No chatter on the radio yet as to which manufacturer will try to pit their cars first.
Well, they better make their mind up sooner rather than later.
One of those go-home cars. Moving to the bottom.
The front 7 cars have dropped to the bottom.
We saw in practice there was very few cars, maybe half the field that practice getting on the pit road. We saw a couple cars not practice. We saw a couple cars going slow around the apron of the racetrack, trying to take care of the bottom of the race car.
Also, the ARCA opener is on Saturday too. Am I going to stream that race? I'll think about it first. I haven't made like a final decision yet. So,
this is going to be that first live rep under competition to getting on pit road and doing all those things.
Cars to the outside. Logano jumps out. Kyle Busch had a thought. They're side by side. That creates a little space for the front 5. It sure did. I don't know if that was Logano coming back to help Blaney. Blaney was that odd man out of the Ford camp getting down to the bottom. In fact, they're going to run another lap. 40 complete this time by 20 to go. The 4 RFK Fords obviously will put pit together. And Nemechek will likely come right with them. Why not?
Well, yeah, and sometimes from the driver's seat, they want to be very secretive with their plans, and you don't really know what the plan is. And there are a lot of times when you're in this position, and it might be the plan for the Toyotas that we're going to pit on this lap, but you know when you're with all those cars, I'm thinking as the driver, I'm just going to pit with these guys because this is where I want to be running.
Go to the left, baby. Look at these 2 Penske cars on the outside. Driving to the front. Big push out of Blaney in the 22. So we're hearing on the in-car radios, because of fuel saving earlier, they should be able to go to lap 44, maybe even 45.
But they're staying out still.
I am so impressed with Ryan Preece. Tell me what Moto doesn't show.
Brian Blaney won the Daytona last time we were here in the summer race.
It seems like the luck is on your side. You wind up with the right race cars underneath you, and it all just starts to line up. And those are the times when you got to capitalize on things. And right now, Ryan Preece, he's had a great week winning in his modified, winning at the Clash last week, leading the qualifying race. Got some speed in that car.
We see a lot of trouble coming on pit road trying to sort.
I hope they don't. Yeah. All these drivers coming to pit road at once can be very treacherous.
I do not want to be any part of a situation where I'm 2-3 wide and somebody gets turned around coming to pit road. And
Yeah, we've had that happen both here and at Talladega. Also, when it comes to these plate races or these drafting tracks, one driver I definitely don't want to look out for. Well, at the Daytona summer race last year, the legacy cars of Jones and Nemechek definitely had a shot to win. But one driver I definitely don't want to count on. But one driver that definitely impressed me from that race was Cole Custer. Just think about it. Haas factory team almost won Daytona last year. And they can most certainly do it this year. That's for sure. Yeah.
I'm super surprised that they said that on the
This
radio.
may be a long shot, but I think Cole Custer will be like my dark horse pick for the Daytona 500. And as they may have just heard right there, they're going to pit this time by. All right. Well, let's hope that these drivers don't mess this up.
That line is your depth meter, and it's really hard to judge the distance and how hard you can charge into the pit road.
All right. Anyone coming?
Wait a minute. I don't know who said to get this time, but he was lying.
Well, guess they juked us.
The games that are played up on top of that
Chastain's got his teammate behind.
radio and things like that, but you see that gap that it created, and I think some of that is probably.
Yeah, the reason why RFK Racing is running a fourth car in the Daytona 500 is because I think Brad Keselowski said that it's best to come to Daytona in numbers. So, yeah, that's why they're running this fourth car. And once again, I'm really happy to see the number 99 back under the Roush RFK Racing banner. All right, here they come to pit road. Oh, there goes Casey Mears and Noah Gragson. Yep, that's going to be a caution.
Let's see if they get away. Nobody behind them on the racetrack. So plenty of time for them to get clear, and we could stay green.
We're still green.
Cole Custer is the leader.
Cole Custer is the race leader. And the cautions.
They're stuck down here, guy. Caution and wait. There it is.
Yeah, I think they're stuck. Fuck.
Well, and what that does is it allows the guys that are on pit road to be guaranteed that they're going to be at the front of the pack. And
well,
you see Noah backing up.
See, I knew this was going to happen.
That's just a mistake on Casey Mears' part. And that's not being in the cars all the time.
It's not every day that Casey Mears makes a mistake. For someone who's been in the sport for a little over 20.
Right front, trying to spin that thing out of the grass. And we are under caution. Noah Gragson made it to pit road, did not stop in his pit, and drove through so he could stay on the lead lap. Tough break for Gragson, but kind of self-inflicted. Goes back to that problem last night. There's the race off pit road. Priest had a bad pit stop. Looks like Busher to the point.
Busher's going to be on point.
Back here in the back right here. Yeah, Busher, Logano, Keselowski as they come off pit road. They won't be the leaders right now, but when the other cars pit under caution, they will cycle to the front.
Well, it takes all the suspense out of when the cars had pitted on pit road in the merge.
Out of area number. Yeah, I knew something like this was going to happen.
What happened on Ryan Priest's stop?
Well, guys, just to update, the stop was good. It was clean. It's exactly what they wanted to have happen, but he needed 4 seconds of fuel. I believe that was a little bit more than some of the other cars gained. But we're talking half to tenths of seconds. That's all it takes to lose those positions right there.
Well, sure. He ran 38 laps in front of the field, so he was going to burn more fuel than anybody else. Let's watch coming to pit road. Get on Mears right back here. Casey Mears, Noah Gragson.
Oh, yep. Casey Mears just locked it up. Off the brake. Lost control.
That's where the contact came from. But that's purely just from the inexperience of doing this every week.
There you see the race off. Tracy's way late leaving the box. Through nobody's fault, just having to take on more fuel than the others.
That's the price you pay for leading.
They'll sort out Logano and Busher here at the exit line to pit road. And pit road is open for everybody who did not stop under green, or anybody who wants to come back in.
All right. The drivers that did not pit are now going to come in.
Cole Custer, Bowman, Dillon, Byron.
4, 3, no 12, 2, 1.
Time stops for fuel. Heavy tire change. No Sir Kyle Busch.
They put tires on Hyman there, the rookie. Probably couldn't move yet. Or maybe he slid a tire.
Under caution for the first time, AC Mirrors into Noah Brexit, bringing out the yellow.
COPD is an ugly reality. I watch as this world just keeps getting smaller. But then, Trelegy helped us see things a little differently. With 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Once daily Trelegy also improves lung function, so he can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace the rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
Brace you. Brace you on dirt, sand, snow. Brace you through this, over that, all day, all night. Brace you on 4 wheels, 1 wheel. How about no wheels? Brace you with the world watching. This guy watching. Brace you to the summit. Maybe not that summit. The sunset.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to the live stream.
Anytime. Brace you.
Well, you didn't really miss much, to be honest. I mean, we had a caution because Casey Mears locked up the brakes coming up pit road, and he got into Noah Gregson, who literally had nowhere to go.
Drink for just $6. Great burger, even greater deal. Try the Sonic All-American Special Meal for $6 today.
This President's Day, you can wait for a sale price. Or you can get the best price every day at Bob.
And more of what you love.
Well, so far the RFK racing drivers have been the best ones. This whole race so far.
It's the obvious choice. When you find the better choice, there's only one thing to say.
Also, their cars are fine, so they can go the rest of the race. They don't have any major damage on them. They just need to clean the grill off, and then they'll be good to go.
Looks like happy hour.
Hold on a moment.
And for the numbers.
Saturday, the ACC and Big Ten collide in prime time for the inaugural Nashville Hoop Showdown. Number 15 Virginia takes on Ohio State. Saturday, 8 Eastern on Fox.
Grandma went out to go wash some stuff.
Duel 1 is underway. Now this is interesting. Casey Mears' car is stuck in the mud.
Anyways,
you normally have to get
see what I sent you?
Not anymore. Watch this. Here we go.
James Hinchcliffe.
That's cool.
Leaving his first NASCAR start at St. Petersburg in a few
Well,
weeks.
we had so many problems with cautions coming
They're
out.
driving for Spire Motorsports.
NASCAR, and everybody created this lift kit to be able
So
to get
that's
off
what's
the ground
going
and
on.
get back to the pits.
Well, it's what we go right here, coming to green.
Anyways,
fellas.
I'm gonna let you go. See you at home.
Last year's winner of this race in
Goodbye.
12th place right now. Everybody's made their one pit stop. The only car we saw take tires was Corey Hine, the 67. Look at that, 6-7, if you will.
6-7, Kevin, that right?
6-7. All right, back to green. 11 laps to go. Joey Logano's the leader. Yeah, he's going to be overtaken by the RFK teammates really quick, even though he has Ryan Blaney on his back bumper.
We see all those Fords stacked up at the front. Those guys that were able to pit.
Yeah, I think the Fords are going to be the best ones in the Daytona. Oh, damn. In the 22 and the 12 went wide. There we go. I hope the RFK cars can keep their cars in one piece for the Daytona 500. Otherwise, they're going to be in trouble. Oh, shit. Fuck. Ryan Preece is dropping back. Oh, he's got Allmendinger behind. Well, look at this. 2 open cars battling for the top. Battling for the to make it into the Daytona 500.
Chandler Smith doing what he had to do. Put Ryan Preece in a really bad spot. Send him to the back of the pack. One of our best cars in the field.
That's that lesson learned that you need to get out of the way right here early.
10 to go.
That mistake in closing laps. 10 to go in the 500. You won't be able to get back up there. Big time pushes.
And just for everybody at home that doesn't know, the open cars in this field are running 5th and 6th right here. Corey LaJoie and Chandler Smith. So there's a race within this race. You've got the guys that are going to lead the pack to win. You've got one car that is going to make this field.
Yeah, it's the third car in both lines. That blue and gold car on the bottom, the white and blue car on the outside. Only one of them will race here on Sunday. A lot closer than both of those guys scored on either scenario. Guys, they're pinning in the full pin now, baby. 46.33. Everybody just ran the fastest lap of the race right there. Well, you can throw all the fuel miles, all that stuff out the window. Let's see what we got. Oh, big push. Got really close to that outside.
Well, we know Brad Keselowski is one of the best at the super speedway racing, but we've also learned and watched him through the years.
Joey got loose on the Ford.
Not be scared to push as hard as he can, and he pushed Chris Buescher all the way down into turn 3 really aggressively, and that car was really out of control. Joey Logano is in control of this race right now.
Logano looking for his 4th dual win, tries to come down and could not clear the 17 of Buescher. Not necessarily the best scenario for the RFK car. You would really want LaJoie in front of to control your destiny a little bit more, but that's not going to be the case right here.
And I promise you right now, they may have talked that before the race, but right now it's about winning this race and what you need to do for your car.
Well, it certainly is for the two on that outside. Hunters pizza cam on Joey Logano's car.
All right, 7 laps to go.
Teammate Ryan Blaney. Chandler Smith now up in the transfer spot.
He popped out right there and he said, I've had enough. This is too aggressive for me. I don't know that I have the car to be able to win this race.
Come on, LaJoie. Kyle Busch dropping out, but that's okay. At least he'll keep his car in one piece.
Chandler Smith in 3rd. How about that? Now as a car owner, this Keselowski and that 6th car is trying to figure out how am I going to help my other car, Corey LaJoie, behind me in the rear view mirror.
Oh,
well, I think right there, that's what you see out of Chris Buescher.
Oh,
trying to put that
there it is. That's how you help him. You try to pass that guy.
Oh,
that's exactly
man, that was
risky.
risky.
Chandler Smith. Well, they traded a lot of paint. That was very aggressive on Keselowski's part.
Damn.
And that all started with Buescher, though.
It's like you
put him in a bad spot by putting him on the outside. He went to block.
Alex Bowman dropping back.
And who capitalizes? Austin Dillon in the Chevrolet.
Austin Dillon going to the point.
Is that going to be a penalty? Will they look at it? That's a question here.
Either way, they got that 36 car shuffled back and got Corey LaJoie back
Well,
in position.
there's no reward without taking risks.
He did that. He went for it, but he didn't go back far. Chandler Smith right there on the right rear quarter panel of LaJoie. Here he comes on the outside again. It is not over. Side by side for the last transfer spot. Who would have thought that's where we'd be with 5 laps to go?
Well,
5 laps to go.
Race, the 23 of Bubba Wallace, the 24 of William Byron. We hadn't talked about them at all, but here they are as we get towards the end of this one.
Bubba moving the ball.
Bubba Wallace going to the bottom. Damn, business to our pickup real quick.
It's a great time move, getting into turn one, shoot to that bottom, right to the lead. Good job, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace was 12th on the restart.
Oh, there goes Bubba Wallace. And oh, wow. There goes William Byron, Chris Buescher, and Chandler Smith. And cautions out.
Looks like some splitter damage on the bottom of that car.
And that's exactly what we've been talking about. Those moments.
Man, that could have been big.
Just pushed on wrong right here and it collected a few cars.
Well, he went out quite a ways on those
Looks like
cars.
Buescher got the worst of it. They just need to fix the splitter. I think they could fix it for the Daytona. I think Buescher's done.
Maybe that'll put a fix. Caution with 4 laps to go in Byron's car, cattywampus, broken toe link at
24's crab walking. He's got a broken track bar. Yeah, whenever a car breaks the rear track bar, their car crab walks.
Buescher talking with the AMR safety team.
Buescher's good. Damn. But Joy's got lucky.
Much like I thought, that little Wallace making that aggressive move, getting into one is a fantastic move, but it put him too far out in front of the 3 car.
Yeah, when you get too far out this one. Oops. Oh.
Austin Dillon could see that coming, but Chris Buescher could not see the distance to the back bumper of Bubba Wallace's car. So he thinks he's doing the right thing by continuing to push, but ultimately it doesn't let the 3 car slow down enough to not hit him too hard.
Oh, look at Corley joining that farm, and unfortunately, right in the lap of Chandler Smith on that outside. Not as bad as it could have been, but that's a lot of front end damage, particularly down on the front of the splitter. Look at this drive. Woo-hoo, hold on to it.
Lucky if his car turned right, that would have been a bigger wreck.
There's the flaps, saving that car. Those teams, they came up, kept it right over there.
There's those
flaps to keep those cars on the ground, and his job.
I love that kind of stuff.
Fantastic. Save that car. Oh, that's a terrible feeling right from the back, isn't it, Kev? Well, look at that thing come up and set right back down.
The good news for Bubba Wallace is he's just going to spin out right here. He's not going to have all that contact like you see all those guys up next to the wall are.
Just some cosmetic damage, nothing too major.
Chris Buescher, Chandler Smith, not so fortunate in the second caution flag of duel number 1.
All right, let's check the running order. I've barely moved the leaderboard all race. Logano's the leader, Keselowski third, Blaney second, Keselowski third, Corey LaJoyce, Mark Nemechek, Dylan, SVG, Allmendinger, and Alex Bowman 10th. Ryan Preece is 12th. Okay. I think Casey Mears will be the free pass. I could be wrong though.
Vabysmo is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection, active eye swelling, or are allergic to it. Vabysmo could cause eye infection, retinal detachment, temporary increase in eye pressure, an uncommon risk of heart attack or stroke, or severe swelling of blood vessels in the eye. Report changes to vision or eye pain to your doctor or retina specialist right away.
Now I've got my sights set on the road ahead. Open up your world with Vabysmo.
The #1 prescribed FDA-approved treatment for wet AMD. Ask your retina specialist about Vabysmo.
Every truck month, trucks talk tough. Only one delivers the trucks worth talking about. Ram Truck Month. The most powerful light-duty gas lineup in America. Backed by America's best powertrain limited warranty. Built to never stop. Hurry in for great deals during Ram Truck Month. The only one worth the talk. Nothing stops Ram.
Purchase this Ram 1500 and get 0% financing for 60 months or $6,500 total cash allowance on select 2026 Ram 1500 models in dealer inventory. And get a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
Are you going to update my kitchen? Yeah? Yes. This year, we are finally updating our kitchen with subway tile and an ivory or eggshell green. Maybe don't get me started on ports. Big Island. Ever heard of a waterfall?
For everyone who talks about doing that thing,
Over there.
but never does that thing,
Sweet little breakfast nook.
Chase has financial guidance.
See how you can start saving to make this happen. Really? Really.
At home or in person.
You could also check out a Chase Money Skills.
That's guidance from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
You guys, Wendy's has new Biggie deals starting at just $4. So now you can decide how biggie you want to go, which is kind of beautiful. I'm not compensating, you're compensating. More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Progressive even helped me find the right coverage for my budget.
Joe Lyons is Progressive.
Budget. I mean, what's next? You gonna move out of your mom's basement?
It's my own apartment.
In her basement.
With a separate entrance.
Don't be like Joe. Switch to get good coverage and savings for yourself.
Sunday, the Great American Race on Fox. William Byron looking to do what no driver's ever done. The 3 Daytona 500s in a row. 68th running is Sunday, 2:30 Eastern. Pre-race coverage starts at 12:30. Only on Fox.
Well, in order to get to that third win, Mike, they're going to have to do a little work on that car.
I'm afraid so. Yeah, you want to talk about just a roller coaster of emotions what Daytona can do. Riding along here with Bubba Wallace as that pack catches him. I mean, you just coming off it too, took the lead and have that emotion. Yes, I'm right where I want to be, and then, oh no, not good at all.
Yeah, and from that view, as you see all the flaps and deploy and all the cool things that NASCAR has done to keep these cars on the ground better, there's a lot more to that story than that short, that straight on shot right there. As we go on this Xfinity in-car camera with Bubba Wallace, you can see all the work that he's doing, and he's just out there kind of at the mercy of the guys behind you. But from the 3 cars Poet in-car camera, we're going to be able to.
And Bubba Wallace went out with Austin Dill.
Got pushed right through it, and you can't do anything when you're at that point. He knew he was approaching that car in front of him too fast. Got all the way out of the gas, but those guys behind him don't see that. They want to push that line as hard as they can.
The duels at Daytona have had different names over the years. The Twin 125s, the Gatorade Duels, Budweiser, Can-Am, Blue Green Vacation. What else? No, it's Gatorade Twins, I think. Yeah, they've had so many names over the years that sometimes I lose track.
The accordion effect on the inside lane went all the way back to Corey DeJoy.
Yeah, it was all 4 cars back. And sometimes that's when you get to the end of these races, you have to push as hard as you can push. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But ultimately, in this scenario, it's for a few cars. Jamie?
Chandler Smith trying to qualify for his first Daytona 500 after that hard contact with the outside wall. He came down pit road. They put 4 tires on it. They said the splitter is tracking. You can see a little bit up front. They're pretty confident there's no tire rub. But Chandler just told him on the radio, it actually feels pretty good. So let's see what you can do coming from the back here.
It can still happen, Kevin. We've seen it before. All it takes is those guys to get together again and create a hole. If somebody leans into somebody getting into the corner, somebody gets loose, checks that line up, you're right back in.
Yeah, and that's really the only chance that this car has right here, Chandler Smith, to get into the race, is if Corey LaJoie has trouble.
Well, he'll be restarting last because his car was over the wall too soon.
Well, LaJoie caught a break, that's for sure.
Casey Mears is still in the race, but obviously he sat there spinning donuts in the infield, lost a few laps.
So we'll go to overtime.
Yeah, overtime is still a thing in NASCAR's top 3 series, unfortunately. Wish the race could just end under caution. I mean, if the driver up front is someone I don't like, oh well for me, but it is what it is. But it'd be worth the change, that's for sure.
I can't help but keep thinking about that A car and his decision to pull out of that pack. Think about the timing.
It's a necessary move.
You never know when it's going to happen, and sometimes an experienced driver like Kyle Busch just gets that feeling in his gut and says, "This just doesn't feel right to me. I don't like the way that this is going." And it could be as simple as he didn't like the way his car was driving, but if his car was driving good, he'd still be in the front.
And that is important as we look at Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, the duels are called the America 250 Florida Duels. And the lap count hasn't changed. They're still the same 60 lap duels, and there are no stage breaks.
And this guy does as well. Jimmy Johnson, he took the 41st provisional starting spot, and we haven't said his name until right there when we went in car. He's doing the exact same thing that Kyle Busch is. Conservatives race car already knows that he's in the field.
Well, you're looking at 9 championships between them right there. So
not bad.
They know something a lot of other people don't.
Well, he owns them too now. He knows how expensive they are to pull another one back out.
That's right.
So Corey LaJoy in the catbird seat as far as racing into the field, but Casey Mears and Chandler Smith are still in it. There is LaJoy.
Casey Mears he's all the way back in 16th, and Chandler Smith is 20th. It looks like William Byron and Chris Buescher are done for the night. Aside from those two, everyone else is still on the lead lap.
These guys are going to have something to say about it in the back too. Who's going to be? You might be a Ford, but you got teammates on the outside, teammates on the
All right, it's time for NASCAR overtime in Daytona Duel Race number 1. Logano is the leader. Keselowski will restart on the bottom. Here we go. 2 laps to settle it. Corey LaJoy's in the catbird seat, but you got to keep your eye out for Casey Mears and Chandler Smith. I would hate to see both of them fail to make it, but this is what I do. Oop. LaJoy giving Keselowski a push. Come on, Suarez, get behind the 99. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Controlled the race from the front like this, and not only is he an aggressive pusher, but he's also an aggressive blocker.
Yeah, same thing can be said for Logano. Damn, Blaney pushing Logano.
Trying for his 4th dual win.
White flag, 1 lap to go.
In 2018, got out quite a bit here. Big surge coming on the outside. Brad Keselowski in the 6th, a dual winner 4 years ago.
And we always talk about the Penske teamwork. I think we'll see the same thing from that bottom row from those RFK cars, because Corey LaJoy, all he wants to do is get into this race. But that top lane is surging.
They're also together. Look at the chain. I talk about this all the time.
Oh, there goes Corey LaJoy. Oh, no. Wow, caution's out. Here they come to the line. Logano's going to win dual race number 1, and Ryan Blaney is going to finish 2nd.
And we'll have to wait and see on the racing driver. Keep an eye on this guy. Caution flag would end the race. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see where they are at the time of the caution and who.
Damn, Allmendinger's in it.
Well, we talked about Casey Mears spinning some donuts down there and losing a lap, but he got the lucky dog and was able to put himself in position. But we talked about this.
Joy's
you
wrecked.
got to be able to get to the end of this race, and you just never know when somebody else is going to make a mistake. And unfortunately, Corey LaJoy, wrong place, wrong time.
Terrible. Not at all what he was looking for, but it might be just what the doctor ordered for Casey Mears. Let's go
Looks like
back.
Casey Mears might be in.
Not official yet. But right now, that old pylon says Casey Mears coming from the lucky dog. That's a lucky fortune right here on the last
Damn,
lap.
Daniel Suarez wrecked.
Suarez is tore up there. Look at him. All right, watch the caution light in the lower left. Here is the moment of caution as we have it synced up on our Fox Sports
there's
video,
Casey.
which is unofficial. Joey Logano.
SVG got 6th.
2019, 2020, 2023, and 2026 for the Middletown.
Oh, well, it's just a duel. It's not going to go towards the chase or anything.
And let's Let's see, who picked Logano in the pre-race?
I don't remember.
Well, I've been in the pre-race.
That's who you were going to pick.
Clint couldn't remember his pick.
I picked Chris Buescher.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was a good pick, but
strong car. Hate to see all those cars getting torn up.
And there is Casey
Well,
Mears,
looks like Casey Mears will make it in.
Unofficially. Look at the damage on that yard. 14th Daytona 500 start on
Well,
Sunday.
at least Garage 66 will make it in.
Where the Mears name is legendary.
Well, the Mears game
Wow.
in Bakersfield, if you raced,
Damn, Chastain was in it. Fuck.
Guys, watch this. Watch this car
All right,
clear
let's-
back here in the back. We're out of this thing. LaJoy is in it, clear up here. They start collecting down on the bottom, and look him coming on the outside 3 wide, and watch
Yep.
what happens right here.
Yep, Daniel,
Shoots to
it was the
outside,
7th.
barely misses LaJoy.
Damn.
Suarez and off into the sunset and in to the Daytona 500. It can happen.
And he knew it. And he knew it, Clint, because I don't think he's scripted yet. He knew that he had to plow it.
The only car he had. Caution flag on the last lap, ends the race. That is so like carrying a decal. Remember,
Wow.
the Biff. Be like the Biff. Well, he was tonight.
Well, he sure
Man
was.
down, let's go for it. Did I make it?
Well, I'm happy for Casey Mears, but
How about that?
that's unfortunate for LaJoy since he's also paying tribute to the Biff.
Paid off, didn't it?
It absolutely did. And this is what the type of situation.
Goes to show you how intense these dual races can be.
Absolutely.
Well, on to duel number 2 now.
It's not official yet, but whoever makes it, I mean, this will make their year from a purse standpoint, just a pride standpoint, to put your car on that grid.
Hello, Jay the Rail Fanner.
I saw him, last week at Barrett Jackson. He lives in Phoenix, comes out to the auctions, and was talking about how excited he was for this 500. And he says, I hope we can find some speed. I hope we can get there. And we're going to give it our all. So we are still waiting for official word as to the positioning of Chandler Smith and Corey LaJoy and Casey Mears for the official word on who has raced their way into the Daytona 500. It is Casey Mears. He is going to race on Sunday. How about that?
Just in the blink of an eye, that fast.
And that's how it happens on these super speedways. And if you're still rolling, you're still in it. And, you know, Casey made a little mistake coming on the pit road up the green, lost the lap down there, got the lucky dog, and threw a Hail Mary right there going through that wreck, hoping that he made it, and ultimately put himself in the Daytona 500.
Absolutely crushed for Corey LaJoy. He was doing everything right. He was in the exact same, the right spot on the last lap, going into turn 3. Everything was going right. That outside line got messed up, and it was right in his lap turning around.
Well, here's a champion and one of the best of the big money racers in NASCAR.
Well, we talked about Joey Logano's year last year, and we hear, you know, that they've changed a few things on their team and know that they need to get back to victory lane, and here they are. Regan?
Oh, for the 4th time in his career, after the dual races, Joey Logano, you find yourself as a winner. Race got really exciting at the end there. How were you able to make the right moves to hold them off?
Just a lot of teamwork all the way through. You know, I think about the 22 team in particular. Dave Hensley, our gas man, did a fantastic job getting us positioned off the pit road. Coleman Presley up on the roof giving me great information, and my teammate Ryan Blaney being committed and you know, working together. So the whole plans, everything works out the way it's supposed to. And just got a great team around me, got a great Ford Mustang, and it's great to see this yellow and red Ford Mustang back in victory lane. You know, a lot of partners have been sticking with us for a long period of time, and have them back.
Yeah, Gatorade Twin 125.
Looking for your second 500 win on Sunday in the Daytona 500. Excuse me. Did you learn what you need to learn on this 22 car? As it especially got down to the end of the race, but even earlier on?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some things I want to work on. There's no doubt, but it's always like that. But I do think we have a strong race car. It's obviously a fast race car. We proved that tonight. So that's a good piece. We got to have speed. We'll work on some handling pieces, but I feel like we're pretty close.
Joe Logano wins dual race number 1 in Daytona.
Thanks, Regan. Now, the delay in figuring out which of the racing cars made it had to do with whether or not all 3 of them were deemed involved in that crash. Jamie.
I know Logano's hat says 22 cents. I wonder what that's supposed to mean.
It's official. I don't even know where to start with that, but take us through those last moments and how you ended up here.
Well, I mean, probably a little bit of power for error. There's a lot of that going on in the car.
and just couldn't thank everybody enough for getting us here to begin with. But yeah, I got I had an issue on pit road, and I got to run around the outside, and I figured I'd just stay in the gas no matter what happened. And when I saw him spinning, I missed the first guy. I thought it'd be good, and then I hit the night that I hit square. Anyway, I hit somebody square, and I knew when I hit him flat, it didn't start marching much, and I was going to be able to get back. But I didn't know who was in front of me still, whether or not we made it. And then all the guys started going nuts on the radio. So I want to say hi to Christian and kids back home. I can't believe we're here based on our night and the way that it went. I want to thank Car Security Systems, SI Yachts, the Gracie Foundation, most of all, Bob Germain. I mean, this guy's stepped up and put me here.
Unbelievable. This team, 10 people on this car. Carl Long, how do you guys get here? And how do you move forward to Sunday? You guys shot at this now.
It's a really good question. I don't know exactly what the rules are, how they said. I don't know what's repairable on this and what isn't. I think we do have another car that we plan to take to Atlanta. In case we didn't make the show, we'd have something ready to go for Atlanta. Maybe we can get that ready. I don't even know what the rules are. I just know that we made it. The car's damaged. We got to figure it out. I'm just really happy to be here.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oldest driver in the field at age 47, and I think everybody who's been in racing for a long time has got to be happy for Casey Mears. What a way to make the race.
I know the haters are.
Casey Mears races his way in, had the cars that started, ended up with damage, and this is only race 1 of 2.
Never. Gee, thanks, Suarez.
This is the true story of Alex. Recently promoted, he was earning more, but investing for the future, I definitely needed a plan. With his advisor Dennis, Alex invested his savings into 3 accounts, one for now, one for later, and of course, his retirement. A plan in motion for the future in focus. The wedding, the barn dominion, kids, maybe kids. The point here, Alex has more than big goals for his future. He's got a plan to get there.
Yeah, MBM Motorsports, Garage 66 used to be called MBM Motorsports, and this is not their first Daytona 500. They made it a few years ago with, what's his name, Timmy Hill, a few years ago. And then last year, they missed the field, but they had Chandler Smith driving for them. Well, on the Duel 2 now. The business started picking up with like 20 laps to go or so. It started with Casey Mears spinning onto pit road. Then there was that crash with Chris Buescher, William Byron, and then the last lap happened, and man, that's gonna fucking hurt. Honestly, I do not give a shit what people think about LaJoy. Still have to give him props that was paying tribute to the Biff in a capacity. And also, he was doing everything right up to the end. But it all came apart. And to think that the RFK Racing Fords, they had this race won, but there was the pit stop, and then that caution came out. Man, that kind of hurt. To show how one thing affects the other.
During the President's Day sales event, customer rebates, trade-in incentives, fire benefits, low payments, no money down, fast financing. Gilbert Automall has the deal you want. TV's #1 new drama is an unforgettable thriller. February 23rd, see how his story began with a riveting new episode. Memory of a Killer, all new Monday, February 23rd on Fox.
The sweet taste of victory here in Victory Lane for the driver of the 22 car, Joey Logano, gets the win in Duel #1, his 4th Duel victory. Welcome into Victory Lane here at Daytona International. Josh Sims alongside the Daytona 500 winner, Jamie McMurray. Duel 1's in the books, man. What's your big takeaway?
Oh, man, so many emotions as you see how excited that Casey Mears was there at the end. It looked like he was out of it. Thinking about the heartbreak for Corey LaJoie. But then Logano being able to win, Josh, as I watched that race go, and as he was trying to push Blaney, they really couldn't make any ground up. Then all of a sudden, when those cars got reversed and Blaney got behind him, it seemed like they were able to do that. So those guys will go back, work on that a little bit. It's so much fun. We were just talking as we're standing here, though. to see the excitement of Victory Lane and being here and see outside, see Paul Woods kids right there standing on the side of the trophy. What a great moment for all of them.
Yeah, it's definitely a great moment for that 20. What else did we learn from that duel? I think we saw how strong those RFK cars can be.
Well, I mean, yeah, working together as a group, obviously, but then it's crazy how it can all unfold when it comes down to the end. And Flynn, I think, referenced that during the race. You know, like all bets are off as you get down to the end of this. It's easy to work together at the beginning as those guys are trying to put themselves in the right position, with maybe save a little bit of fuel, make that pit stop shorter, as Larry explained. Man, when it gets down to the end, it's just everyone goes for it. And as you sit back, for those guys that watched this race from the motorhomes or from the transporters, you see how calm it is and then how just chaos breaks out at the end.
Yeah, think about how exciting it has to be for Casey Mears and that team. You know, with Jamie doing the interview, talk about 10 people on the team. Casey saying, you know, like, I don't know what's going to take. If this car can get ready, do we need to go to a backup or what? But the point is to make
Kamikaze Games is probably having a field day with this, sir.
Today over in the Truck Series garage, and he talked about trying to get to that 500 start and the struggles with this team and the resources they have. And I think it's hard for us to express the deficit or how far behind they are compared to a lot of these other teams. But when you come here, it's kind of an equalizer, right? We talk about not that anybody going to these tracks, but it really opens it up. Really happy for Casey. He's my teammate for years at Chip Ganassi Racing, and I know you can just tell how excited he is getting out of the car.
Casey Mears used to drive for Ganassi back in the day. He drove for Germain Racing, Hendrick Motorsports, MBM Motorsports, Premium Motorsports. He's done it all.
Yeah, we did everything we said we were going to do. We got our 4 cars in the front, ran really hard, and executed a pretty good pit cycle. And then just on the restart, kind of held them loose and just kind of got separated, and looked like Brian Priest got shuffled, and then we could keep the model lane super tight the way I wanted to, and there was a wreck on the backstretch, and that got the 17 car. Then at the end, I'm not really sure what happened, so I got in the back of Corey, which was really disappointing. We were spot to get him in the race, and go from having 4 cars in control of the race to 3 of them torn up, and only one of them in the top 5 is quintessential Daytona.
Quintessential Daytona. But what is not quintessential Daytona is you've been here with a broken leg, 8 weeks removed. How did it feel overall your first time back?
Yeah, that car, being in the car feels great. Walking to and from the car, not so much. But, the seats in these cars, kind of mold the body, which helps. And, the seat is my home. And it feels good.
All right, thank you, Jamie. Joey Logano celebrating the winner of Duel number 1. We're getting set for Duel 2. Stay with us.
Also, they're doing interviews in Victory Lane now rather than on the front stretch. I mean, I didn't mind the front stretch interviews, but I think Victory Lane is more better.
But with Trilogy, I can finally move forward. With 3 medicines in one inhaler, Trilogy keeps my airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Once daily Trilogy also improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trilogy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trilogy more than prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trilogy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
Friend?
Why are you screaming?
Because you're screaming. Are you hiding from used car shopping?
Yeah. What if I would pay?
I get it. Nearly half of all used cars have been in an accident. But that's nothing to be afraid of.
Show me, Carfox.
Knowing how a car's accident history impacts price means you don't have to overpay.
Way better. Upward?
Definitely. No fear, just Fox. Say show me at Carfax.com.
The 2026 Live Golf season continues. It is all. You ready? Oh, yes.
Don't miss it. Tuning in to Live Golf Adelaide.
I'm in my own head. What are you talking about? I think I got away with something I shouldn't have. See that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? Yeah. Honey finish that bucket on your own. Practice makes perfect.
Enjoy your new car.
Yeah, you too, bud.
Feels so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Salesman.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on select Hyundai vehicles. See your Sacramento area Hyundai dealer.
Welcome back to the World Center of Racing. Duel number 1 in the books. Joey Logano is your winner. We saw him celebrating in victory lane, and the parts of that, you get to come over and talk to us. I mean, what better way to celebrate a dual win? There it is. So, first of all, what did you learn out there that can help you moving forward now that that race is in the books and you got the win?
You learn like some things about the draft. You learn what some cars can and can't do. I mean, I think we definitely learned a lot of cars that were swirling, right? They didn't handle really good. Especially taking bushes, right? Everything most of the race came from bushes, and it just doesn't feel comfortable, right? And so, unfortunately, the end of the races will come down to that. And it's something that I've been trying to go back and try to figure out. Ryan did a fantastic job. Everything working together, working at the team Penske mentality. So, it's cool to be both here victory together.
So it looked like to me as I watched you guys when you were pushing Ryan, you guys were aggressive and not taking a lot of ground up. Then you switched, and when you got behind, it seemed like you could push up to the front. Did you feel that way in the car?
I think it's multiple things go into that. Like when we were lined up and I was leading, like we were still a little fuel save going on. Joey didn't have a lot of help behind him. It was kind of soft, so he didn't really go anywhere. And then when we flipped, and it was at the end of the race, then it really started to get more help in the third lane and things like that. But it's just nice to know this stuff. I mean, this is the closest you're going to get to the 500 of your car's handling, and we kind of just can go from here.
So the other thing that I observed is that it seemed like every time the lead was taken on the outside, almost every time, and as soon as the leader got the lead, they'd go to the bottom and then lose it. Why? Like what's the feeling out there? Why?
Yeah, I mean, when before the green white checker, we had control of the middle lane, and Joey and me would get clear into one a couple times, and I was fine giving the bottom up because we figured that middle would surge again, and help would come to me by the middle of 1 and 2, and then we would just really motor down the backstretch. So I think it's just lane preference. What does your car do good in what lane, and what lane's going to have the momentum? And it seemed like on the bottom, all those wrecks came from there because they knew they had to push hard to keep up with the middle. So I think we made a good choice of just staying where we were and knowing and not being impatient, just knowing it would come back to us.
For you now, you got this information, right? From being out there, from being able to work with your teammates. So what do the next couple of days look for you and Paul Wolf as you guys, figure everything out?
And we already started debriefing some here. Maybe talking about some things that we want better in our race cars. I think they got speed. We proved that, which is a key piece to have at Daytona. But like I said already, the pushability, you want to, everyone's going to want to work on that some. So at this point, let's polish it back up. We got a couple practice sessions, and we'll try to work on some things to make the handling a little bit better. Because Daytona 500's in the daytime, right? It's nighttime right now. It's as much grip as the track's going to have. So whatever you got tonight will be worse on Sunday. So you got to go to work a little bit, and I think except for the whole field, because right now it's pretty sketchy out there. For a race that we all say let's take care of it and make sure we keep the same car. There's a lot of wrecks. So it just says how out of control the field is.
You know what wasn't sketchy? We got to hang out on a boat earlier today with your teammate Austin Cindric, a feature that'll be on race day on
Nice
Sunday.
luck, Josh.
Hey,
I think Josh is trying to say that he's good luck.
Wow, look at that.
Just throwing it out there.
You're just throwing the line out there.
Joey Logano, Brian Blaney, always appreciate your time. Let's check in with our pit reporter, Regan Smith.
The races
I'll bet you all buy.
500 1 year ago. Looked like you were going to be able to do the same thing again this year, Corey. Talk me through what happened at the end of the back straightaway there and the disappointment.
It looked good for 149.5 miles. I thought we controlled the race as good as you can control it. But the bottom wing got soft there, and the push came right at the same time. I kind of picked the 6 up, and it just took me to the right. That sucks, man, because these guys worked incredibly hard on this car. I'm honestly happy to pay some years and far along. It's cool those guys got in, but I'm devastated, man. It's this is what you work for, and I don't have no one after this. So who knows what's going to come out
you know, I thought the Lord brought me this opportunity, but sometimes the Lord works in serious ways. And we're not going to quit. We're going to keep pressing and see what lies ahead, because I don't know. Truck race tomorrow, I do know that, so we'll have some fun there. But man, it really sucks. Thanks, Corey.
Tough break for, of course, Corey LaJoy. But Joey Logano gets to celebrate as he'll have good starting position for the Daytona 500 on Sunday.
You play by the rules. Then things happen. Prices keep climbing. Every month, a new expense. And the debt adds up. So how do you face it? It starts with a call, then a plan. At National Debt Relief, we'll negotiate with your creditors so you pay less than you owe. And just like that, you're back on track. When debt happens, we're here to help you take action. And this is where your new chapter begins. Call or visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started.
Bless me.
Okay, y'all can chill now. With our new slamming meal deals, you can feed everyone and still get dessert. If you good luck. Inches apart, every lap all on. This is Echo Park Speedway, the hottest track in NASCAR. And this February, the All-Trigger 400 takes over Atlanta. 3 days of tailgates, camping, and full throttle fun. But Sunday, schools, get tickets at EchoParkSpeedway.com.
Love working at Chase Chevrolet because we take care of the people that take care of us.
Drive forward in 2026 with Chase Chevrolet.
New year means new deals. We have over 70 Silverados in stock, priced for immediate sale. Into it.
What is happening here? Xfinity's got me so immersed in Team USA that I'm trying to create the Winter Olympics fever that I'm feeling on the inside, on the outside. It's a lot. And I dig it. What are gold medals for? If you're the best I've ever seen at watching sports, then you can watch any sport we want. Exact the medal count, click on any Olympian space. Is there anything else I should know about?
I love working at Chase Chevrolet because we take care of the people that take care of us.
Drive forward in 2026 with Chase Chevrolet.
New year means new deals. We have over 70 Silverados in stock, priced for immediate sale.
99 in Hammer Lane.
Chase Chevrolet, buy into it.
Response, can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Damn, a certain LaJoy fans
The
gonna
world that we lost.
hate to see
Dale
it.
Earnhardt today.
One of Dale's very best friends was Mike Helton.
This is undoubtedly one of the toughest announcements that I've ever personally had to make.
And those words flew across the world.
We've lost Dale Earnhardt.
I'm a rookie in Daytona 500.
I was 8 years old.
Fox hired me. We were all there. Malcolm in the Middle had premiered. I was probably one of the last people to talk to Dale Earnhardt the day he died.
The badass of all badasses.
Dale Earnhardt takes the chest flag.
All of us were lost puppies without a home. You remember what life was like before that day, and you remember what life has been like after that day.
We Lost Dale premieres tonight right here on FS1 after the second duel. Certainly a story in the future you don't want to miss. All right, folks, let's get to the highlights from duel number 1. Of course, you know, Kyle Busch was on the pole for this one after qualifying with fastest time last night, and then some trouble getting on pit road here.
Yeah, Casey Mears got on the brakes, couldn't get slowed down. Off the right rear hill, great CC. Both of those guys slipped the infield and got stuck, and this is when all the chaos broke out.
Yeah, 4 laps to go. The bushes, they covered. Joey even told us things got a little bit squirrely. We saw that here.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace had a great car. Drove to the lead, got the lead, had it for about 15 seconds, and then got turned down the backstretch.
And then we go to the end of the duel, and a tough break here for Corey LaJoy into the wall are his chances of getting into the 500 gone. And Casey Mears comes through. Joey gets the win in duel number 1, so he gets to celebrate. Casey Mears gets to celebrate after thinking he was out of it with that spin. He's into the show. All right, folks. Well, duel number 2 coming up after the break. Chase Elliott, he's in this one, as well as Denny Hamlin. We'll see what it takes to enter victory lane. Stay with us.
Gary, used car shopping can't hurt you.
What if I were paid?
Come out and I'll show you a better way.
Well, you said.
I know. I said nearly half of all used cars have been in an accident, but there's no reason to shop with fear.
Well, show me, Carbox.
Knowing how a car's accident history impacts price means you don't have to overpay.
Who's the scare?
Sure. Can we talk about the DJs?
I'll talk about it. I'll just keep it positive. I like this.
No fear, just Fox. Say show me at Carfax.com.
Dr. Pepper and cream soda.
We ride for Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream. What did she say?
She said Dr. Pepper cherry is the bestest, boldest Dr. Pepper.
Now, just a doggone
There's
minute.
no finer flavor than Dr. Pepper and cream soda.
Thank you, Blackberry Raven.
Holy.
My taxes pay for these roads. What I get back goes to my family. That's where Straight Talk Wireless comes in. Straight Talk's always been the same price since they started back in 2009. And they always offer free 5G phones for new and existing customers on America's most reliable 5G network. Ooh, straightforward prices.
And no potholes. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises. Official partner of NASCAR.
The Colonel knew folks hated Mondays, so he made sure Tuesdays were finger-licking good with 8 pieces of juicy, crispy chicken or tenders for just $10. It's TGI Tuesday. $10, 8 pieces, one big deal. KFC $10 Tuesdays.
Last season, IndyCar champ Alex Palou rewrote the history books. The only question now is, what's next?
Welcome back to Daytona. Josh Sims alongside Jamie McMurray down here in victory lane. We just had Joey Logano down here celebrating his win in duel number 1. Now we shift our focus towards the second duel. So as they get set to fire the engines, what are you going to be looking at? What's on your mind heading into this race?
Well, the first thing is that
Let's check and see if duel 2's up and
the second one hopefully won't be, and that's for all the drivers that were watching that first race as the chaos broke out at the end. Maybe relax.
All right, here we go. All right, second duel. That was quick.
The second thing, Josh, is that we saw
All right, so Chase Briscoe is going to lead off duel number 2 with Denny Hamlin second.
I think Denny Hamlin's the winner. I think you're going to see all 4 of those cars team up. Chase Briscoe, you're looking at.
Yeah, I think all the Gibbs cars are in this one.
Christian Bell, we heard from him earlier. They're all really good at this type of racing. I think you'll see these guys get together. They're going to have to split them up.
And, of course, we saw Casey Mears get a chance to celebrate getting into the show. We know he's not the only one. Another driver one of those open drivers will get their chance to get in. 2 more will go home. The drama, the pressure that's on them, especially watching how things played out in duel number 1.
Yeah, DJ McLeod and JJ Ely are going to start towards the rear.
Business definitely picked up.
Fast in qualifying, but as we saw, it's going to come down most likely to the last lap. Don't make a mistake in on pit road, even though Casey Mears was able to recover from that. You just have to do a lot of these things right here.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you don't know what's going to happen. Even if you think you're out of it, you might still be in it. Well, all right, folks. Duel number 1 is in the books. We're getting set for duel number 2 out there on the track. So let's send it over to pit road for opening ceremonies.
Daytona International Speedway. Here to fire engine for the second race in the America 250 Florida Duel. Please welcome Chief Operating Officer of the Florida Department of Transportation, Will Watts.
Driver, start your engines.
All right, the engines have been fired. Duel number 2 is right around the corner as we get set to set the rest of the starting field for the Daytona 500. Cars.
I'm still getting the die cast for all 4 of the RFK Fords since they're paying tribute to Bitful.
Soon we'll be telling the whole stadium how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance.
All right, time for duel number 2. So the open cars in this one are JJ Yaley, BJ McLeod, Anthony Alfredo, and I think that's it. Justin Allgaier is locked in, so he's good.
My taxes pay for these roads. Where I get back, goes to the family. That's where Straight Talk Wireless comes in. Straight Talk's always been the same price since they started back in 2009. And they always offer free 5G phones for new and existing customers on America's most reliable 5G network. Ooh, straightforward prices.
And no potholes. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises. Official partner of NASCAR.
The Sonic $6 All-American Smasher Meal tops the burger food chain. Get it hand smashed and made to order, plus a side and medium drink for just $6. Great burger, even greater deal. Try the Sonic All-American Smasher Meal for $6 today.
Alanis Morissette, live in concert. See Alanis Morissette performing for one incredible night only. Live at the venue of Thunder Valley, Friday, February 13th. Get tickets now at ThunderValleyResort.com. For more, visit Alanis.com.
What you do today changes what you need tonight. Maybe you're getting into something.
Come on, NASCAR isn't that trash as you audit out to be. Think I'm gonna fall for that shit?
Changing days call for changing nights. That's why the new Comfort Mode mattress from Sleep Number adapts to your changing life. Softer or firmer for personalized.
I think you're in the wrong
night
place,
after
but
night.
dude, I think you're.
Only at Sleep Number.
We've seen the first duel. What we expect here? Learn all you can and stay out of trouble.
One down, one to go. As history would have it, this race isn't a simple task. What will the final field look like?
Well, this will set up the outside lane for the Daytona 500.
Welcome back to the America 250 Florida Duel at Daytona. Race number 2 coming up. All drivers who were involved in that final lap crash in Duel number 1 checked with the infield care center and released. That's good news. And we're ready for Duel number 2. Let's check in with our pulse.
How about you, Chase Briscoe, for the boys up in the Fox booth? You got yours?
Let me turn that.
Well, buddy, learned a little bit with Kyle Busch there. Raced a little bit in that first duel and then bowed out at the end. Is that the same approach for you, or what's the game plan here?
For us, I've been pretty contract with. We can keep it up here, we're going to try. There are points for these races, I think, it's early in the year, but it's the same amount as the last game. So, we're trying to keep this thing up here. Obviously, they ain't too crazy. We'll probably do the same thing that Kyle did, but playing in here to race and see if we can keep this thing up front.
You're in year 2 now. Did we learn anything in that first race that might teach us a lesson to make sure that we don't overthink what we're doing as far as aborting from our plan?
I don't know. I mean, it's the area change, right? Like I said, every race there was kind of based off the Chevy nose. So, don't really know what to expect, from this standpoint. But no, I think for us, the plan from the get-go was just kind of race stay up front, but get back to the chaos and probably fail. So, yeah, I would say it's still business as usual for us. See what keep it up here.
All right, man. Good luck.
All right, let's have a look at tonight's America 250 for the Duel 2 starting grid. Duels Racing Toyota's on the front row for Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin, a 3-time Duel winner. Here's Jamie.
Well, Mike, it's been an emotional offseason for Denny Hamlin, most recently losing his father in a house fire. And Denny said this week, I would be lying if I told you I showed up here 100% ready and motivated. But the one thing he said he was looking forward to was getting back in his race car, strapping in, and going out there and racing and trying to figure it out, put everything aside, and do what he loves to do as he looks to win his 4th Daytona 500. Now there's 7 Toyotas in the field here, so they feel pretty confident in their ability and their health. Watch for those Toyotas to work together, Mike.
Thanks, Jamie. Row number 2, a pair of Hendrick Chevrolets for Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott. Row number 3, well, it's Joe Gibbs racing again, Ty Gibbs and Christopher Bell. Then Justin Allgaier, who locked in for Junior Motorsports, and Austin Sindrick for Team Penske. Michael McDowell and Zane Smith were occupied row number 5, and in row 6, rookie Connor Zilic and Eric Jones. Regan?
Like, I'm not sure there's ever been a more anticipated debut than there is for rookie Connor Zilic, as you just mentioned. Tonight, he is going to get a lot of lessons, though. The team told me earlier tonight that they have got to work on a number of different things. Where he places himself on the racetrack, how he makes the moves, how he learns how this car drafts. Keep in mind, this car very different than what he's been driving in the O'Reilly Series a year ago, to where he got 10 wins, 11 in his career. So plenty for him to take in. New voices on the radio, new voices up on the top of the spotter stand for him. Lots for him to learn as we start this duel.
Yeah, lots of process for sure, Regan. Row 7, there's Josh Berry's Ford and Carson Hocevar's Chevrolet. Riley Herbst in a Toyota, Todd Gilliland in a Ford. Trying to race into the 500, Anthony Alfredo in a Chevy and Ty Dillon. Number 10, Ricky Stenhouse and Tyler Reddick, a couple of veterans there. And 2 more drivers trying to race their way into the 500 on BJ McLeod and J.J. Yaley. Well, Larry Mack, what did we learn in race 1 that we can apply here?
Well, Mike, we know you're going to have one pit stop in this 60-lap race. It may be under caution, but as we saw in the first duel, probably under green. You've got to be mistake-free. You've got to execute that stop. Anything that driver can do to shorten up that trip to pit road, that's how Joey Logano and the 22 team took control of that race. They had over a 3-second faster pit stop than Ryan Preece. And if you're an open car, like Anthony Alfredo, BJ McLeod, and J.J. Yaley, be there at the end, and you might make it to the Great American Race.
Never give up. That was a real Hale-Mellon move for Casey Mears. Now here's Denny Hamlin. Interesting chatter on his radio.
That's why the issue with the windshield is not on the outside. It is inside. The door on the windshield. Can't see anything.
Big tear-offs, Kevin? Well, what he's referring to is the inside of the windshield. So, I think that a lot of times it'll get a film on the inside that you have to wipe off. And so
What's records about the Darlington windshield, though, is rock chips and just, you can't see through that. That's what kind of, sometimes when they put those tear-offs in, it kind of gets a filmy, milky look underneath those.
Tonight's aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Legends aren't born, they're proven. 22 cars in race number 2 to set the outside lane for Sunday's 68 500. Here's the Toyota Camry XSE that leads the field, lights out atop the pace car. Green this time up.
Well, I think we know at the beginning of the race strategy is going to be, well, we saw all hell break loose as we got towards the end of that last race. So we know at some point they're going to have to get on the pit road, possibly under green, possibly under yellow, We know that they're going to have to.
All right, time for duel number 2.
That race had a lot of action in it, and it'll be interesting to see if that affects how these guys think and the things that they do.
Certainly gave us a snapshot of a lot of different scenarios. I mean, it literally kind of threw a little bit of everything at us, but I agree, probably a little bit calmer here. Let's not get out of hand and get ourselves settled in, get comfortable with these cars, our communication with the spotters. It all starts back over again. Same situation for these cars.
All right, pace car heads to pit road. Chase Briscoe on the pole. Here we go. Duel race number 2 is underway. Here we go. Also, another thing, my second channel, SVG fan number 88, I changed it to SVG fan number 97 since SVG has a new number. If he was still in the 88, I would call it SVG. It would still be called SVG fan number 88.
We see a couple of Hendrick cars right there side by side, back. So it'll be interesting to see if those Gibbs cars can get themselves positioned and what everybody else is planning.
Not many Toyotas in that last one. The only one we really talked about was Evichet, right? But I even said Lone Wolf, 11 Chevrolets, 7 Toyotas, 4 Fords in this one. Toyota guys will have a little bit better showing in this one with the strength and the numbers that they have.
Well, the Chevy side by side behind the 2 lead Toyotas ahead of the other 2 Joe Gibbs Toyotas. So nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and no way for those Chevys to make this motor to get in line. Together.
Those Toyotas keep pushing each other.
Oh, Allgaier bailing.
Down off the pace here. Inside the line.
Guarantee that race. That's a plan thing. Get out of there. Let's make sure I get there.
Yep. See, better safe than sorry.
Locked in yesterday during time trials. Keep getting out of harm's way.
Keep an eye on this third row. You got 2 teammates. Larson on the inside. Chase Elliott on that outside. We need to find each other's bumpers and work together here. I look for that move to happen as soon as it comes available.
And I think much like the last race, these guys are going to be really patient. They're going to get themselves in a position to where they can take care of the fuel management, take care of their car, get themselves to that lap 40-ish mark when they need to make a pit stop. So I think you're going to see the same strategy that we saw in the last race. The only movers that we'll probably see are maybe some of the guys that are starting to back taking advantage of situations to where they can.
Justin Allgaier is driving the same number. Justin Allgaier, this will be Junior Motorsports' second Daytona 500. Same paint scheme as last year, just with a different number font. Looks a bit better than last year. I mean, last year's was good, but this one's better. I ain't passing up the diecast for this one either.
It's a cat and mouse game.
And I will say that was a planned stop accordingly with the Ford. Unfortunately, they wiped themselves out in that one. It worked out for years, but that wasn't necessarily the whole pack. But it can happen. It happens often, especially early on in these duels with no practice at coming on pit road.
Watching Austin Cedric in the number 2, the Ford Racing Cam.
There's BJ McLeod. The fact that BJ McLeod could race his way into the 500 with a unsponsored car is crazy.
Got himself up toward the front. As other drivers were saving fuel.
And much like we saw in that first race, there's Anthony Alfredo right behind him in the 62 car. Staying close to one another. I want to know where that enemy's at. I need to know where he's at all times.
Their names are yellow on the pylon. Those are the 3 drivers trying to race their way in, and only one will make it.
Patience plays a role in that. It's a virtue.
Patience until it's go time.
Well, that's right, but that go time's the last lap.
Right.
And that's when
It's Connor Zillish. He's the seventh car on the bottom.
Got the lucky dog. Got in the crash at the end. The right car crashed for him to make the race. He put You did a daring move, so you got to keep your car rolling. You're always in contention because you never know what's going to happen in these super speedway races.
But back to that patience and what we said at the top of the show in the pre-race, Kevin. Don't beat yourself. And I go back to Casey Mears. He got good fortune. Yes, he made the race, but he got lucky, right? Scenario happened in front of him, gave him a second chance to get into the 500, and it worked out. For these guys, learn from those mistakes. Be careful coming off pit road. Do not take yourself out of this thing until that last lap, and it's time to game over.
But this is also a scenario that can create some chaos. You got those guys on the outside that are trying to take advantage of everybody else trying to pace themselves, and they're trying to make up ground. Sometimes that difference in pace can cause some drama if somebody doesn't know what's going on as far as making a move in and out of traffic. So a lot of these guys are pretty relaxed.
Eric Jones
right
comes to the front with the 78.
Are trying to take advantage of these guys by going full speed.
That's Eric Jones and BJ McLeod on the far outside lane. Jones in 7th, McLeod early 10th.
I hear you, Jones, and I'm thinking back to that first duel in Nemechek. That's 2 legacy cars that are flexing some muscle. Those brought some hot rods out here in Daytona. So far, so good with some great speed out of legacy.
Well, let's have a look at our Toyota team update as those Gibbs cars up in the front. Briscoe, Hamlin, and Bell, 1st, 2nd, 5th, and Ty Gibbs 6th.
Definitely not the Ford loaded show like we saw in the first one. Mentioned it just a second ago, these Toyotas. Again, always strength in numbers when you come here, especially early on. Working together in the pit stop, everything, that all goes towards getting the end of this thing together and having a shot.
You mentioned it, Clint, but what Chase Briscoe said at the beginning of the show has me sitting here thinking, looking at those Chevrolet noses. He said both wrecks were off of the Chevrolet nose.
Yeah.
And I think that is really interesting because of the fact that they kind of worked on their nose to make themselves better to be able to be push at these speedways. So it'll be interesting to see if that keeps to be a developing situation.
In my opinion, I don't know that like the big run off of that Austin Dillon had, bearing down on Bubba Wallace. That was just a scenario of getting pushed through them, in my opinion. But definitely something that kind of raised my eyebrow when Briscoe said that about, hey, he ain't wrong. Brand new nose cannot be an issue here because the focus was in making that better to be able to push, like you said.
Coming around to complete lap 10 in duel number 2, Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin on point.
From the moment you took your first breath, you had something to prove. And boy, did you ever. Roads worn, clouds punch, sweat mopped up and down, back and forth, over and over and over again. And when it was finally time to enjoy it all, COPD thought it could stop you. Well, COPD never met someone like you. You kept right on going. Breztri is 3 medicines in 1 inhaler with better breathing starting within 5 minutes and helps prevent flare-ups. Now that's a COPD maintenance treatment that works as hard as you do. Breztri won't replace the rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than
Chase Elliott
prescribed.
looking strong in the
Breztri may
second
increase risk of
duel.
thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsening breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Can't afford your medication? AstraZeneca may be able to help. Ready to take back your breath? Ask your doctor about Breztri.
All right, Big Me. This is where the dream begins. Hey, cats, remember me?
My younger self?
Yep, I'm the you who never gave up.
We got this.
If we push ourselves, we'll go further than we ever thought we could.
Gillette Lance is just a fancy-looking Fusion 5? No, it ain't. It's Gillette's best shape. And its ultra-sharp blades last 50% longer. Hey, Joe, come feel my cheeks. Gillette, the best a man can get. Keeps getting better.
Put the record.
Mommy, I have to go potty.
You gotta do it.
Craftsman. What you build, builds you.
Working. Arby's new meat and 3 box for just $7.99 is a 4-course meal deal. Unlike other value meals, this box won't leave you hungry. Whoa! Can you believe all this food fits in one box?
Arby's, we have the meats.
Tomorrow, all 3 national series are on track, capped off with the season opener for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on FS1 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Welcome back to the America 250 Florida Duel at Daytona. Chase Briscoe has led all 11 laps. Denny Hamlin stuck right to his bumper. Then the Hendrick Chevys of Larson and Elliott. And then 3 Toyotas, Jones, Gibbs, and Bell.
Yeah, I just keep thinking back to the Ryan Preece scenario for Chase Briscoe, but you know he's got a lot on the line with his front row start qualifying position right now. We know that we already heard him say that he wants to take care of his race car. He wants to learn about his race car, and he wants to win. So how the heck do you balance all that, Clint?
Well, keep it right there. That's what I'm going to stay right there with my teammate and a seasoned veteran on my bumper as long as I possibly can. Much like we saw Kyle Busch. As soon as I lose that, get out of traffic, getting out of Dodge.
I'm not holding you down.
The Xfinity fastest lap.
I was gonna let y'all. I was gonna.
For the green. This has always been kind of fun. He gets you a little PR lap here, can't you, Kevin? Let that back up there too wide. Get back up, get a run. Watch this. Hey, you can hear it too. Listen to the RPM.
Yeah, and that lap's going to be about 8 miles an hour faster as you get towards the when they really are getting after it. So it's definitely there's a lot of games being played out there as we ride on board the Arby's team with Justin Allgaier. So you saw him get out of the pack. He didn't want to take any chances of just anything that might happen because they know William Byron's car got tore up. And the backup cars, there's just not a lot of extra cars sitting around the garage, and not to include the amount of time that it takes to work on them and get them right.
Not to mention that it's a part-time team.
Yeah.
You know, part-time car, one-shot race for Allgaier here for Junior Motorsports, as they did last year in the 500. So, yeah, they don't want to put that at risk, especially in these early laps. What's at stake here, right? For them, not much.
And I think they probably want to make a pit stop. They want Justin to get the pit round. They want the fueler to fuel the car.
Don't question my page. It's like questioning their patriotism. Don't question. It's called don't. No one should never.
Don't do it all the time. So they need to run all the laps and go through all the procedures.
And we might see them change tires too, because hey, you can.
All right.
And we saw that with Corey Hyman in the first race. Rookie driver.
See what?
All the things that you have with a part-time team to be able to do that for the first time of the year is very important. Austin Cindric, I mean, obviously, he has a knack for the super speedway stuff. He's got great teachers, great organization to help him learn. His first race was winning this Daytona 500. So he obviously knows how to get to victory lane. He knows how to keep himself up in the front. We saw those Fords look pretty strong in that first race. I think that Austin Cindric will be somebody that is in contention as we go through the day.
Hey, Christian, welcome back, man. It's a long time no see. I haven't seen you in a long time. Glad to have you back. I am doing good. I'm still the same Cheese Light fan as always. Good to have you back, man. It's been since like 2023 or something, or 2024. So yeah.
You see Ty Gibbs right there in that 54 car right behind our defending champion Kyle Larson on that back bumper.
Are you still the same Brad Keselowski fan? I must ask. I think it's been like 2024 when you were last on my channel.
So I had a good depth perception of where that car is in front of me. Start to feel the back bumper of the car in front of you, so you know when it's time to
Yep. Awesome. Hey, Mom. What? Yeah, Grandma left it that way.
44, J.J. Yaley, triple USAC champ and Cup veteran, trying to put this 44 into the field for Buick Racing.
Yeah, you see right here, right on board with Tyler.
Man, that first duel was wild.
He's got himself in the back.
So yeah, while I'm on the speaking of Brad Keselowski, looks like he and his three RFK teammates looks like they're going to be the ones to watch on Sunday. That's for sure. Yeah. Also, speaking of which, yeah, and since all four of them are paying tribute to Greg Biffle, I intend to get diecast for all four of them. I mean, I might as well. Can't believe all guys are still with the draft still. Yeah, I know the haters are saying that LaJoy dumped himself. Well, he got dumped by somebody. And also, since the last time I saw you, since the last time you were on my channel, I have gotten a lot of new cars since then. I've bought some new cars since then. I mean, I got some right here. I got Austin Cindric's Talladega car from last year. Yeah, I didn't think Cindric was going to win at Talladega last year, but he did. Got Chase Elliott's car from Atlanta that he won last year. Jimmy Johnson's Shaq car from last year's Daytona 500. And one of my favorite SVG cars, his safety culture car. I don't know if you can see that, but 88's got a reflective outline. It's kind of hard to make out because it's just the outline, not the number itself. So yeah, Logano won Duel 1. Yeah, LaJoy got dumped on the last lap and yeah, missing the 500. So Casey Mears is locked into the 500. Up, we got Ty Dillon. Yeah, the RFK cars were running 1, 2, 3, 4 in the first duel, but then they blew it on pit stop with 15 to go. And then the caution came out.
All right, uses that energy. Well, there's 3 Chevys lined up on the outside. Let's see what they can do with this outside.
Yeah, Kyle Busch finished at the back of the pack, so he wouldn't wreck that race car. In Duel 1. Also, Christian is back. Come on. Christian's back for the first time in a while. So the way this works is the open cars in this one are Anthony Alfredo, J.J. Yaley, and B.J. McLeod. The best finisher out of those 3 will make the 500, while the other 2 gets in.
Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson had a clean duel race.
You guys, Wendy's has new biggie deals starting at just
Also,
$4.
they showed
So
pictures
now
with
you can decide
Jimmy
what
Johnson
you
and
want.
Tony Stewart. Also, what's her name? Claire Lang is also still involved with the business still. They talked to her. She talked to him while he was with Dom. Oh yeah, another car I also got is this one, or truck. This is Terry Labonte's 1995 Richmond win from the Truck Series. This goes to show you that he wasn't the only one that ran the Rainbow Warrior scheme, and this was his one and only truck win. That's what it looks like.
Or you can get the best price every day at Bob's.
And more of what you love.
And back then, the Chevrolet Silverado bodies looked very, very, very different back then compared to the ones this year.
I cannot tell why. Bob's is the obvious choice. When you find the better choice, there's only one thing to say.
Also, not to mention, I do have a Corey LaJoy car from last year, his Schulter System 01 car. One thing I like about this one is that they painted the tires yellow. It's not just the same. It's not like it's all black compared to others.
A NASCAR fast is never fast enough. That was off season. You're chasing back. I never left. Not you. Championship format.
Also, which reminds me.
Really? That's where it's on the long road to Miami. Even here. 2026 is anyone's game. It's time.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the American 250 Florida Duel at Daytona, race number 2. You're watching our aerial coverage, brought to you by Goodyear, tried, tested, proven, legendary. Chase Briscoe has led every lap. So when he comes to pit road for a splash of Sunoco race fuel with zero carbon bioethanol, is he going to need more than everybody else? Because he's been out front the whole race long.
Absolutely. Yes, but I will say they've done a good job of managing the race. Kind of like a horse race, pulling them reins back a little bit. You have a teammate working with you too, and not just, pushing your bumper off of you, making sure that you keep it wide open. You can kind of slow that pack down as well. And you can see how much he slowed them down when the 10 car Ty Dillon and Stenhouse go around all of them on that outside.
Well, he's definitely been more aggressive with the pace than what they were in the first race.
Well, let's remember what happened at the end of race number 1 when Casey Beers pulled a Hail Mary on the outside wall to race into the...
Yeah, I still go rail fanning as always. See, tomorrow, they only had practice today.
You never know at this place, man. I don't know what the hell we're going to do. We're pretty tore up, but damn right we're in.
I am extremely excited that Dodge in general is back in NASCAR. Obviously, they're starting in trucks. Eventually, they're going to return to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and hopefully the Cup Series one of these days. Maybe next year, but we'll see. But regardless, glad to see Dodge and Ram back in the sport. Good to see that colleague racing. Good to see colleague racing in the Truck Series racing under the Dodge banner. Looking forward to see what they do tomorrow night because the Truck Series. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow, but the field's gonna be stacked with talent. That's for sure. Colleague Racing's Truck Series program with Dodge is also stacked with talent. I mean, they got Daniel Dye. He's coming down from the Xfinity Series. We got defending ARCA champion Brendan Queen, Minnie Tyrell, Justin Haley, who comes out from the Cup Series. And last but certainly not least, Tony Stewart is back in NASCAR. Yep. I never thought I'd see Tony Stewart make a start in NASCAR again, but he is. He's driving the 25 truck, which will be an all-star truck. Which means it's going to have a rotation of drivers throughout the season. So I definitely can't wait for tomorrow's race. Let's see. Justin Haley, Daniel Dye going back to the Truck Series. I think it's a smart move on their part. Daniels raced in trucks full time before Bill McAnally Racing, and Justin Haley, he started in trucks before he moved up to Cup. And also, he is my top pick for tomorrow since he does have experience racing on the plate tracks, especially with the fact that he's won on drafting tracks. So, anyways, with that said, aside from 164s, I've gotten some 124s as well. Last year I got this at Sonoma. It's SVG's Darlington Throwback from 2024. This is arguably one of my favorite SVG cars from all of 2024. This was offered in both scales, 164 and 124, but it was only made in 124 scale. But either way, I'm glad I'm able to get my hands on it. SVG was throwing back to Marcos Ambrose when he drove for Richard Petty Motorsports in the 9 car back in from 2011 to 2014. He was sponsored by both DeWalt and Stanley Tools, and I am so glad SVG threw back to this. I don't know what he'll throw back. Oh wait, they're not doing throwback again this year, but drivers can still do it anyway. So yeah, I can open the hood, but I'm gonna keep it closed. Yeah, this car was a clean one, that's for sure. I hope I can bring it to the race, and have this season. Chase Elliott giving Briscoe a push. Yeah, Josh Berry is in fact doing a throwback type paint scheme. I think it's to honor the Wood Brothers anniversary of something. So yeah. Speaking of Marcos Ambrose, in terms of diecast that I bought, I went back in time and bought a Marcos Ambrose car all the way from 2013. This is his Boss Stitch Ford Fusion. I did a review on this car already and the SVG one, so make sure to go check that out. Looks pretty cool. This is my very first Marcos Ambrose diecast ever. I don't have any for Montoya either. Should have gotten something like this years ago, but better late than never. He has some other cars available from his RPM days. Let me turn down the volume a bit. Let's see. What else have I gotten? I've gotten 3 Connor Zilish cars, all from 2024. I got his Watkins Glen car from 2024. Pretty cool car. He won. It was his first start, and he not only won the race, but he won it from the pole, which is something you don't see every day. And if you look very closely, it may be hard to tell because of the lighting, but the numbers are reflective too. So yeah, I actually got this at Sonoma last year. Actually, better yet, I also got the box signed by Connor Zilish himself. He was like fresh off his win at Sonoma last year, and he was able to come by and sign stuff.
Built to never stop. Hurry in for great deals during Ram Truck Month. The only one worth the top. Nothing stops Ram.
Purchase this Ram 1500 and get 0% financing for 60 months or 6,500 total cash allowance on select 2026 Ram 1500 models in dealer inventory, and get a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
And in 2024, for the first time in a long time, I got some IndyCar diecast, some newer ones. Yeah, it had been like 8 years since I gotten any, but I went to some car show in 2024, and I came across this vendor that was selling a bunch of diecast including IndyCar diecast, and I could not pass up the opportunity. So this is one of them that I ended up getting. It's Elio Castroneves' Indy 500 win from 2021. Can't believe it's been almost 5 years already. Goes to show you how time flies. And I also got Kyle Larson's Indy 500 car from 2024. I also have cars for Pato Award, Alexander Rossi, Will Power, and most recently Graham Rahal. Yeah, I wish retailers like Walmart and Target could sell some, but but now I mean they do sell open wheel race car diecasts at Walmart and Target, but it's Formula One. I do have some new Formula One cars, by the way, for various different drivers.
Yeah, with the pace that Chase Briscoe is keeping right now, this 19 run, regardless of when he gets it.
And I've also gotten some late model diecasts as well. I mean, it's cool to see Cup guys get diecast for Cup drivers racing in late models, but I want to get late model diecast from seasoned late model, or in other words, I want to get late model diecast from drivers other than, well, I want to get late model diecast from folks who aren't NASCAR drivers themselves who race in NASCAR's top three series. So here's one of them. This is a Wyatt Miller. He's the son of Kelly Earnhardt Miller, Dale Jr.'s sister. So Dale Jr. is basically his uncle. He drives the number 73 Junior Motorsports Chevy Camaro. As you can see, the car is the car does not have any sponsorship whatsoever aside from the team logo. Either way, it's a pretty clean car. Yeah, this was from last year. He won a race at Hickory, and that's where this car comes from. They also sell it in 124 scale too. Certain ones are autographed too.
Come on, Ricky, don't do that.
Ooh. I also have Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s Fun Pops car. He ran this in last year's Coke 600. All right, Ty Dillon going for the lead with help from Ricky Stenhouse Jr. You know something? As much as I want a full season points format, um, going back to the old chase format that NASCAR had from 2004 to 2013, it's a good compromise. Um, Wins will still matter, but so will points. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. We're basically evolving backwards, but in the right direction. The only thing about the chase I'm not a fan of is the fact that it's still set at 16 drivers. I don't mind them. I wouldn't mind if they went back to 10 or 12 drivers, 12 at the very least. And I'm glad the O'Reilly Auto Parts and Truck Series are going to use that format as well. Anthony Alfredo is the highest running open car right there. Anthony Alfredo does have a full-time O'Reilly Auto Parts ride this year with Vikings Motorsports. He'll drive the number 96. He'll be teammates with Parker Redsloff, who will drive the 99. Oh yeah, this Chase Elliott car. Here's a fun fact about it. It has rubber tires. Yeah. This is one of few diecast I have that has rubber tires. Honestly, I don't care if they're rubber or not, but it is cool though since I don't have a lot of rubber tire diecast nowadays. All right, Michael McDowell to the lead now, the 2021 winner. There's Connor Zilish, second car on the outside. Connor Zilish is the only Cup Series driver running for Rookie of the Year this year, by the way, for anyone who's curious. Both Connor Zilish and SVG are going to be the ones to watch on the road course this year. As long as the other team can get cars to beat SVG, then hey, we're all good. And also, I have nothing against SVG, by the way. Ooh. Think Anthony Alfredo about to take the lead.
A lot of learning going on right now with that 88 car of Connor Zilish. Right, in the series he was in last year, you weren't allowed to push. You could push, but you had to release right away. Yeah, and you're from the top of the group, and Rick Relly spotted the 62 car.
Man, Zilish is wasting no time learning on these speedway. I feel like the super speedways were his weakness in the O'Reilly Auto Parts series last year, even though he won at Daytona, just albeit with Parker Kligerman driving. So it was quite something, that's for sure.
Michael McDowell continues to lead there in the 71, and they told him 2 laps ago, we are really good on fuel. You've done a great job working on that for us. So now
I just hope they don't crash coming to pit road. Yep, he almost did. I'm still bothered by the fact that Connor Zilish didn't win the championship last year. That's the only thing I'm still pissed about. I mean, I don't hate Jesse Love or anything, but I'm more pissed with NASCAR than Jesse Love. Anyways, pit stops are happening. Chase Elliott's coming in. Corey Heim winning the championship, I was fine with that. Then for the Cup race, yeah, that hurt, especially since I was pulling for Denny Hamlin. Larson surprisingly was the deserving championship under a non-playoff standings, but Winston Cup wise, it would have been Christopher Bell. What did he deserve last year's championship, Kyle Larson? It's both yes and no, and I hate to say, but it came at an expense. Connor Zilish is going to stay. Now, yeah. For everything that Hamlin's been through since last November, it's going to push him to win a championship this year, that's for sure. Also, I mean, I didn't care that Ryan Blaney won. Also, just a friendly reminder, Brad Keselowski almost won Phoenix last year, a track he's never won at in Cup. Yeah, Brad Keselowski almost won several races last year, including Atlanta, even though it went to Chase Elliott. And then he almost won Phoenix last year too. So yeah, I think this will be. I hope this will be a good year for RFK Racing. They really need it. Then you have drivers like Tyler Reddick, who didn't win a race last year. Ty Gibbs. Gibbs almost won Bristol last fall, but came up short. Yeah, Ty Gibbs. I seriously want him to win so that way we can have a season in which all 4 Gibbs cars have won. Josh Berry, he had a nightmare of a playoff season last year. I am happy that Josh Berry won at Las Vegas last year. But his playoff run was was just straight up hell. I mean, he was an easy first round exit, unfortunately. Yeah, at Atlanta last summer, yeah, I was kind of torn. I didn't know if I wanted Elliott or Brad to win, but it was Chase Elliott who had the better. Is this a different type of ramen or something?
She just didn't put the sauce with it.
Oh, is that why it looks the way it just?
Yeah.
Is this the rib?
You warm enough?
Yeah.
It's when these cars start changing lanes to try to break up the momentum of the cars that are coming at a much faster pace of speed. And that's exactly what they'll do. They'll pull up there and block them. Are you sure you want them to do that? Or they're going too fast. I don't think so. The close break is too fast.
It's not bad.
There's one that's going to do it. You just need one to make a little bit of chicane so that those cars behind you start getting mixed up. That's
Yeah, I feel like Atlanta Motor Speedway owes Brad Keselowski a win.
But now they're all going to be together because they broke the momentum of that pack. And Eric Jones emerges at the front of this pack, and Chase Elliott and Michael McDowell. That is exactly what you want to do if you're the guy that's put yourself.
Looks like Allgaier. Did he pit? Yeah, he did.
Now they work together and broke that momentum and just made one package. Well, it might work this time.
I don't know about you, Christian, but oh, jeez. Man, that was a close call. Hocevar put a block on Jones, and he almost wrecked himself. Oh, Reddick gonna come up and block.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, one race I'm looking forward to this year is the San Diego Street Course race. What other race? Oh yeah, the NASCAR Cup Series is gonna race at Rockingham in a points-paying race this year too, so I'm looking forward to that. I mean, not Rockingham, North Wilkesboro. Sorry, wrong track. I'm really looking forward to Chicagoland. What else? What other? Oh yeah. I'm not really a big fan of the All-Star race going to Dover for the Cup Series. Dover deserves its Cup. I want Dover to get its Cup date back. We don't want a full screen. I hate when they go to full screen commercial. We want side by side. So what if something happened?
Yeah, with 10 to go.
And with 10 to go too.
He did enough.
Yeah, it's here.
Saw the price of a lunch today. He'd have some choice words. But with KFC's $5 bowls packed with all this crispy.
If I was running Fox Sports, I would say, you know what, side by side commercial with 10 to go.
My watch is broken. You can tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon.
Looks like happy hour.
And for the night. Welcome to Sunday at full throttle. Why just don't listen? They roar. This is where you remember what's right. The feel style. Heart racing with your screaming your damn lungs out. Let's go, America! Start your engines! You want me to date your daughter?
Will Ready made recommendation to MIT.
Auto Award was born with his foot on the gas. He wants men slow. They didn't get along. You could put him behind any wheel. He wouldn't just have fans. He'd have groupies. Fortunately for the people of Concord Acres,
Auto chose to drive Kia. You like this auto award? Welcome to the fastest racing on earth. That rumble through here, that growl you feel, that's us.
Chase Elliott on the outside with Carson Hocevar. Denny Hamlin in the middle lane. Austin Cindric on the bottom.
Around 4:30.
But those Toyotas, those 3 Toyotas on the inside, like Denny Hamlin, were really strong against him.
One last diecast I'll show you. This one is a really special one. It's Dale Earnhardt Jr. Budweiser Speedway Classic late model. It's throwing back to the Budweiser MLB All-Star Game car he ran at Daytona in 2001 in the summer race, 5 months after after his father died. Man, this one is my favorite next to his original Budweiser car, the all red one. Now this is a definition of a throwback right here. Unfortunately, because he has an alcohol sponsor on his car, it unfortunately comes with a plastic stand. I am not going to take it off because I don't want to damage the car. But regardless, it is what it is.
Oh no.
And those are the things that we talked about in the pre-race. You got to be able to do all those.
All right, 4 laps to go. By the way, another thing I like about this car is the fact that it's got like official, it's got the official Cars Tour logo on the top windshield too, which is really cool. They're promoting the Speedway Classic for MLB, which was held at Bristol last summer, so that's what it is. And that car was a top seller too from Lino Racing as well. All right, coming to 3 laps to go in Duel race number 2 here at Daytona. My boy Chase Elliott is leading. He has Carson Hocevar and teammate Kyle Larson behind him. Then you have Michael McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and rookie Connor Zilish behind him. It's a single file freight train right now. The highest running open car is Anthony Alfredo in the 62. Oh boy. And another thing I have to note too is that all the cars have like these flaps on the A post or whatever you call it, so the cars won't go airborne. So there's the. Yep, JJ Haley is screwed. Yeah, there's no way. By the way, all the cars in this duel are running, by the way. I just saw Yaley go by. He's 3 laps down now. Yep, there he is. Yeah, it's over for him. All right, final lap. 1 lap to go in Duel race number 2.
Who's it going to be? Who's going to pull out a line first? You see those first few cars with a massive push from Carson Hocevar.
Hocevar giving Elliott a massive push.
He's going to have an option right here. He's going to get a run on this 77 car. And he chooses to be in the back bumper of Carson Hocevar.
Man, I'm surprised he didn't go make a move. It's like he had that opportunity. Here comes the 20. No. Oh. No, there was no way he's going to make that. Here they come to the line. Oh, Larson looking to the inside. Come to the line. Chase Elliott is going to win dual race number 2. Carson Hocevar will be second. Kyle Larson third. Let's go. Another dual win is in the books for Chase Elliott. The outside row is set for the Daytona 500 now. Well, Anthony Alfredo is locked into has just raced his way into the Daytona 500. Way to go, Beard Motorsports. Unfortunately, BJ McLeod and JJ Yaley are going to have to go home, unfortunately. Darn it. Wow. Whew.
And in past years, we've not seen that from the Chevrolets because all those Chevys are from different teams. They really didn't work that well together.
It surprised me with Hocevar, not being a Hendrick teammate right there and having teammates on both sides of him. I thought he was going to shoot the ball.
Also, they do actual Victory Lane interviews now in Victory Lane rather on the front stretch. And again, they got rid of the cartoon pictures of the drivers. As you can see, they're using a drone for that shot. Yeah, they're mostly gathered towards the middle where well, this is not the big race, that's why. And besides, there's people in the infield as well. Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific time. Anyways, let's go Chase Elliott. Well, the field is set, everybody. See y'all tomorrow. Yes. I'll have to take a look.
Chase becomes the third driver to win 3 or more duels for Hendrick Motorsports. They won Junior has 3, Jeff Gordon 5 dual wins.
There's Anthony Alfredo. Gosh, what
All right. Let's go Beard Motorsports.
The 26-year-old from Richfield, Connecticut makes it in. And the 30-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia captures the flag. Jamie?
And Chase Elliott said this week he wanted to get after it in this duel. This new body, he wanted to feel it out, see what you had. What's your opinion of it after that one?
You like it?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
There's a lot going on. Those last handful, really ever since we came off pit road after the cycle, man, we were getting after it. It was a lot of fun. So I had some great support there. Carson did a great job helping me control those lanes and helping get Team Chevy to victory lane tonight. So certainly owe them an appreciation for just kind of sticking with it and also pushing me well. It's really easy to get people out of control. So appreciate that. Nice to get the NASCAR Chevy, a win, not a 500. I've been here before, not the other one. So you have to, kind of learn to take it a day at a time. But look, great way to start, this speed week for our team. Really put all the effort. Everybody, Hendrick Motorsports, the boss, from top to bottom, their commitment and will to win is pretty darn high. So proud to be a part of their team, and good night. Looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah, my current iPhone that I use doesn't have the screen recording option, so I have to use my old phone for that purpose.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rocky road. We've had a couple really close opportunities. Fortunately, we won this race here tonight before, like I said. So I'm excited, but I'm also kind of cautiously realizing, what Sunday brings, and obviously that's the big prize that we all want. So certainly we'll enjoy tonight. We'll think about what we can do to be better. Definitely some things that I think our car can improve on before Sunday, and the track is going to deteriorate. It's going to be
good bit warmer and sunshine being out. So a lot to think about between now and then, but appreciate the effort and we'll be ready to go to work on Sunday.
All right, that's Chase Elliott, winner of Duel number 2.
Well, down pit road it is all hugs and smiles for Anthony Alfredo, who for the third time in your career, you will start the Daytona 500, but tonight you had to race your way in. How stressful was that?
I definitely don't love being in that position. Maybe on time's a lot easier, but I mean, this for the third time. It's really cool. It's the first race ever, so I was sitting right there. And my career is all ups and downs, and you never know when you're going to have a shot to race on any Sunday.
Anthony Alfredo.
So I've
Yeah.
here, my baby girl Everly. I think I've only been choked up twice in my life. When she was born,
I have some signed hero cards. Oh, by the way, Christian, since the last time you were on my channel, I also got an unholy amount of hero cards I can show you that I got from Sonoma last year. And I also got majority of the ones that I got signed are from the O'Reilly Auto Parts drivers, but I've gotten some signed by Cup regulars themselves.
Absolutely see the emotion involved with making the Daytona 500 such a big night.
Yeah, great story there for Anthony Alfredo, but it means that BJ McLeod and JJ Yoder will head home tonight.
Here's BJ.
Congratulations for BJ McLeod. Now that's a class up right there. Chase Elliott is your Duel 2 winner in Daytona. We'll be back to that things up.
Mikey, you put on late.
Dude, check that out.
You made it!
So excited to finally get together. I don't know, it's a good stuff.
Brexton recorded his reaction to Kyle Busch winning the pole yesterday. Brexton, just think he'll turn 11 this year.
Okay, y'all can chill now. With our salmon meal deals, you can feed everyone and still get dessert. If you've got room. Good luck. Denny's new salmon meal deal starting at $5.99.
A NASCAR fast is never fast enough. 6 hours off season.
Oh.
You chasing back. I never left.
You know your
New
parasite.
championship format. No one is safe from chaos.
Economic parasite means of wealth
Did Jimmy come on?
it's someone. Yeah, this thing's sensitive. Siri will come on even when I don't call it.
The deal you want during the President's Day sales event.
You're
Hundreds of
kidding.
models, thousands of choices, customer rebates, trade-in incentives, buyer benefits. Deal the Audible has the deal you want.
What is happening in here? Xfinity's got me so immersed in Team USA that I'm trying to create the winner. It's deeper that I'm feeling on the inside, on the outside. That's a
Oh.
lot. And I dig it. It'll go mouthful. You're the best I've ever seen. Watch this. Check the medal count. Click on any Olympic space.
Chase Briscoe
Oh my God.
from 2012, 14 years
Is there anything
ago.
else I should know
Oh my
about?
God. Lucy.
The captain says, never thought when I took this in 2012 that we'd share the Daytona 500 front row together. Also, another thing that came up today, John Andretti's younger brother, Adam Andretti, is making truck starts this year for Tricon.
Thanks for your support, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast.
For the fifth time in the last 8 years, a dual race goes caution-free. And Chase Elliott drives into victory lane at Daytona on Thursday for the third time. So he will earn the second row spot on the outside lane for the 500. The front row was set last night, and then your dual winners and the way they finished up.
All right, take a look at the start. Brad Keselowski's going to start 9th on Sunday. Not a bad starting spot for Brad. Could have been a lot better, but it is what it is.
And then your top 10 finishers in each dual race. Casey Beers raced to Trey Edward.
Yes, he's with Spire Motorsports this time. He's in Justin Haley's old rock. They all the 2311 cars starting next to each other. Chris Buescher starting dead last. He got wrecked in duel number 1 with like 2 to go. Yeah, he and Chris Buescher are going to backup cars while the others get cosmetic damage.
Well, it doesn't matter where you start. How you finish.
Cup practice at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and then the Truck Series opening race for 2026 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Joey Logano and Kevin Harvick join the middle of the week for that one. That's all tomorrow on FS1.
All right. All right, so that's going to bring an end to my first live stream of 2026. Thank you all for watching. Congrats to Joey Logano and Chase Elliott on winning their duels. The field is set. Unfortunate for Chandler Smith, JJ Yaley, BJ McClellan, Corey LaJoy, but it is what it is. I hope you all enjoyed tonight. I'll be live tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific time. That's my time, because I got a lot to talk about and show before tomorrow's Truck Series opener. Again, I hope you all enjoyed tonight. Thank you, Christian, for coming back to my channel. I'm really happy to have you back after almost a year and a half or so. I hope to see you tomorrow for the truck race, Saturday for the O'Reilly Auto Parts race, and for the Daytona 500 on Sunday. I'm really looking forward. Man, I know it feels like a long time, but NASCAR is back, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, with that said, I will see you all tomorrow afternoon for the Truck Series opener. Until then, have a good rest of your evening and stay safe, everyone. Bye, everyone. Peace out. Oh, and by the way, they're now showing the We Lost Dale Earnhardt 25 years ago documentary right now. So make sure to go watch that. Anyways, see y'all tomorrow evening. Peace out, y'all.